We paraded around, did some stuff. Went to a magic scroll shop. There was some fancy looking rich guy who bought a scroll of restoration or some shit. As we were leaving, uh, Fen was like, "I'm gonna go fucking steal from that guy." And then I
Well,
was like,
now,
"Well, is that not what happened? Is that not what happened?"
exactly.
That's exactly what happened.
No, I wasn't gonna steal from him
He was gonna case the joint first.
yet.
He's
You
got
went
to do
there-
research before he does the thefting.
You went there with full intent of either stealing at that point in time or perhaps a little later.
Nah, later.
Speaking of later, he found the guy using it on some kind of diseased meat bag thing. I can't remember what it was exactly, other than a person that was not okay. Like whatever he was trying to do didn't work. He set the place on fire and cleaned the soot off of himself afterwards. And then I started to disassociate with my powers, probably because I did absolutely nothing other than say, "Don't get caught." Which is my interpretation of the situation. I had some scabs. I was losing tattoos on my back. The next morning, as we were strolling out to go do shit, oh, what was his name? I need to pull. I actually pull up my notes so I have something to read off of. One of the brutes stopped time, talked to me, talked to, not Xavier. I'm Xavier. Zoroji, and then talked to all of us, and then told us time stopped for a year. And now I have to choose what I want to do with my character.
Yeah, do you stay a paladin or what?
Ugh. Is that actually the question now? Is that what yours?
That's not what the brute said, but in no unsimple terms, that's basically: do you stay a paladin, knowing that your power will be fully attached to the brute who might be going away, or do you go some other line of power where you might be able to keep that line of power?
I'm going to stick to being a paladin, knowing that my powers might dissipate at a later time. It's a choice that I'm going to make.
And
While going through that route, trying to, maybe live up to my assigned god's expectations. That way, whenever the brute does, if they disappear, I don't just lose everything. But we'll find out how that develops.
did anyone else have? I know Liz finished some armor. Fen did some learning of some things. I think a language or something, right? Or did you change that?
Free kid.
And then Zoroji really wanted more spells from the scroll shop, but I don't think it ever populated the scrolls that he wanted specifically.
It got false life, you said.
Yeah.
Which is what I was after.
Okay. But you wanted more than just false life.
I mean, I want a lot of things. I don't have money to afford them at any time in the near future unless we happen to kill a dragon and take all of its money.
That scroll shop definitely has a wish scroll in it now, by the way.
I would rather it did not.
It turns out Archmage Nina from Arkenton had passed by Larweln on a meeting with the hierarchy of Larweln, which is basically like a conglomerate of different not monarchs, but different lords and ladies. And on her way, she is good friends with the shopkeep of the scroll shop, and basically said, "Hey, see if someone will buy this. Maybe at some point in your lifetime." And just kind of casually dropped off a wish scroll, and then they carried on their conversation for a little bit. And you actually were there because this is when you were buying False Life, and then she gives you a wink on her way out, and you're just sitting there looking at the wish scroll, going, "I want that." uh, Liz,
So maybe
as you were
with wish is a scary prospect.
Look, I'm just gonna wish for stuff and things.
He's just gonna wish for his like 600 experience points back.
I think that's small enough to ask for.
Liz, as you were crafting your plate mail, it was a pretty arduous task, and it was nothing out of the ordinary. But until literally the last strike of your hammer on the plate, everything was normal, and you just noticed something was off on that last strike. And then you sat there and inspected your armor for days and couldn't find out what was wrong with it. And so, deeming that it was actually still a perfectly fine set of plate armor, it is now your plate armor that you have attuned to your Iron Man subclass.
It's not concerning at all.
Yeah, it should be fine, right? Right?
Hey, you had to roll to craft it. I think I can't remember.
I don't think you had me roll. At least not yet.
Oh,
I mean,
well, roll. Never mind, you rolled. I could have swore you rolled something, but even if not, you have a high enough skill check that even your passive roll, that still happened. It is
Yeah.
plate. You're getting it early.
I have plus 11.
You're still getting plate early, man.
I wasn't the first one to get it.
Yeah, you got it early too.
I believe I purchased mine with money
I don't have plate. Why is everybody getting plate?
because we don't have to be sneaky.
You need to use like studded leather or something or other.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liz will make you armor if you want, but just have to buy the materials for it.
Yeah, studded might even be a lot quicker to make too. Plate took like the better part of 3 months or something.
Yeah, it's based off of. I think it's based off of how the gold cost.
Oh, guess we can
determines
make
how
health
many
potions
weeks
now.
or whatever.
That was the thing Zeroji did.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That should help.
I mean, I bought +1 studded leather, so I'm good for now.
I can grant you greater invisibility now.
Yes.
A few other things have happened in the meantime of your year hiatus of actually like being able to advance, because
Things-
the brute basically sort of kept you hostage, but not really. It was a really short conversation for you guys, but you get out of your trance of that and memories come flooding back in. Your hunt for Aether never stopped, obviously, and the reason why you haven't left Larwell is because every lead is pointing that he is still here somewhere. Your current options are: you think that he is one of the magistrates, he is one of the lords and ladies of the town, he's just in disguise, or that he is someone that you just haven't been able to come into contact with in any way, shape, or form, but you keep hearing rumors about him. Just the stories line up with what Aether's been able to do so far. The reason why it's two different entities is because you've seen this person that charades around as this magistrate and rules the city and looks a lot like Aether. Doesn't even try hiding the fact. You haven't met him yet, but then all of these rumors about this unknown person have also coincided with times that you have also seen this magistrate going around, and you have a name for this magistrate, and this magistrate's name is Tarkul. Tarkhul.
No J?
Nope.
Cool.
His middle name starts with a J.
Looks.
uh,
And he looks like Aether, or he's just around?
he looks like Aether. A lot of his mannerisms, from what you know of Aether, are like Aether, but just in name alone at the moment, he does not seem to be Aether, and he's not obviously doing overtly bad shit to Larwell that you can see. You're obviously not a part of the magistrate or lords and ladies meetings that govern this town, or the city, but from what because you've noticed him, you're obviously trying to keep a good eye on him. Fenn's one of his main goals for this has been to stealthily just monitor him, as others of you have been also finding information out about this other entity that could be Aether in the city. You've still turned up no leads on where this person is, but rumor mill still abounds that there's just this entity that just perfectly describes Aether for you guys. The other problem, quote unquote, that was a potential hassle, and this is another thing that Fen has went to double check. Other people who could be sneaky, which is literally only Zeroji, or if Zeroji makes someone invisible. Or Liz, I think, can make someone invisible now too. I can't remember. Regardless, you've definitely made sure to keep up with and check on that potential plague problem. And so you've monitored that other magistrate's house, and to no avail, or at least to good avail. It doesn't seem like there's any plague or whatever that was spreading out from that situation. After a couple weeks of monitoring this place, not only have you gotten a good scope of this person's property to where, Fen, you could easily infiltrate, get what you want, and get out if you wanted, you've actually figured out your way around the magical traps that he set up as well, just to keep an eye on him. But he himself does not appear to have been plagued. The sickness that was plaguing Xavier is obviously solved as something else. And the person that was incinerated, there's no chance that that person had ever spread whatever they had caught to anyone else in the city. Currently, this is something that no one else in the city knows about. You have found the widowed person that is basically the person that was the significant other of the person that was incinerated, but you haven't done anything with that yet either.
I'm not sure if if this is a group thing, but does she know that her significant other is dead? Or is it like he went missing about a year ago and we don't know what's going on?
You as a party have not come to that conclusion yet. You've only just found her.
Oh, okay.
Since you had no details to go on from, the person that was incinerated besides, I think, a first name I gave. If that.
Probably not even that.
But, as I had said, the Brood's meeting with you had ended, and that is, of course, when all of these memories had flooded back into you, and you're all sitting around the inn looking around, and just... Holy shit. You almost think what the fuck just happened, but then you also realize that a godly power of some sort was at play, so... You remember a year's worth of time that had just transpired, but you also still remember very clearly having been in a meeting for maybe 10 minutes.
I need a drink.
Are you sure you don't already have one?
You all are around one of the booths right now, and in front of each of you is a mug of ale.
I'll go for it.
I'm gonna down it.
Whatever happened to our chocobos?
They're still stable there. You guys take them out every now and then.
Okay.
They're all dead. Well, fuck. Inconvenient timing.
Poor chocobos.
So what do we want to do first? You said the vampire magistrate's still around?
Yeah. or at least yeah.
Is the suspected vampire magistrate the same one that we think Aether is?
There are two different people.
Oh no.
Oh, there goes my 1 and my 7.
All right. Hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a bit like, is it bedtime or did the day just start? Because I can't imagine any time outside of those two periods we'll be drinking alcohol.
Are you sure? It is daylight. The day has just started. You're awake on the morn.
Oh, chicken's chicken. Just
Breakfast ale, lunch ale, dinner ale, nightcap ale.
Can't get a hangover if you're always drunk.
I love the Archer method.
Yeah. If I stopped drinking now, the cumulative hangover would kill me. Well, we did kind of leave off the vampire magistrate, but also the plague thing. But the plague thing hasn't progressed. Like, it's not obviously a plague thing because no one else has gotten it.
That we're aware of.
Unless there's somebody that's really good at hiding it.
I don't know if you guys took the notes, but Lurik von Elstein is the town magistrate that you are thinking of.
Vampire one?
Right, the vampire one.
Yes, that's the one you're
Von
thinking is.
Else we have more of a name now because before it was just Lyric. So how do you
Yep,
spell his
you've
last name?
found his full name over the year.
Elstein.
Oh, you're gonna hate me.
Add
Did
the
we?
J in
There's
there.
a J in there.
Oh, this is what I
Yeah.
had.
Oh.
I figured you wanted to sit with me.
I love how both have J's.
Hi.
Did we find any information over the course of the year about the cave that's
Oh
tied
yes,
to the vampire?
which is what I think we were going to check out before we got god napped.
Brood napped
Well,
it.
we knew of the cave, but didn't have a really good direction for it. But over the course of the year, did we get anything on like where that cave might be?
You don't have a solid detail nailed out. You just know that it's still in the mountains specifically. Obviously, people close to Lurik would potentially be candidates that you can approach and talk to more about this, but it hasn't been something over figuring out that Aether is actually in town that you have pursued.
Hmm.
Plus, I never got any DMs or messages on where you guys were going to proceed forward over the year, so I just gave you some other things.
Oh, yeah.
Fair.
Oh,
Didn't really think about it because I I thought that the stuff that we said we were making was about it, and then we were just doing.
Well, yeah, you still
Random
that's
stuff.
like an
Same.
8-hour job type of thing. You still have plenty of other time in the day to do the other things. Is what I was getting at.
Well, so my disguise kits for everybody are fucking on point, is what you're saying.
How are you gonna
Maybe.
fly?
Although I might be pissed that Liz just got new armor.
You're gonna need to upgrade from scale mail armor to plate armor for.
It's like Liz comes out in plate armor and I just bash my head on the table like, God damn it.
To be fair, she's usually got normal clothes on. For her, donning and doffing armor is as easy as like chanting a quick spell.
She is just Iron Man.
At least if I recall, it doesn't take you long to put like it's like just a activated mechanism for you, isn't it, Liz? For your armor.
Yeah, it's just an action.
Action. It is an
Yeah.
action, so yeah, it's literally.
Just boop, done.
So most of the time you see Liz, she isn't actually always in her armor.
Fair.
The oddity that you had to, make do with for Liz was coming up with a wrap for your real arm, where Liz has a fake magical arm.
Well,
Basically,
that
she has
and
like an automail there.
a couple other things.
I mean, I don't know how tall Liz is, so you might have problems there too.
I think I came up with
Uh-huh.
that. 5'8".
You know, 5'8", 6'2", that's not much different.
Yo, I'm 6'2", also.
That's convenient.
And then her bust size might have been a hassle, but at the same time, I feel like that can be ignored while you're creating a costume, as you just do so. Zeroji,
That one, I don't know
you
if
got
I can.
you got some patterns for like some folded wings, but every time you tried them, it was like you just look at those terrible cosplays that you see online. It's basically like those where you just see very badly propped wings.
The whole wing thing is going to be difficult.
So
You just need a cloak of flying and have them be the bat wings.
Zeroji, do you get
Yeah.
clothes with holes in them for your wings, or do you make holes in your clothes for your wings?
You know, it's a little bit of convenience.
Oh my god, Haley, you've called me 3
So-
times while I'm at work.
None
In
of his
order,
clothes actually
so
have
that
a back.
Zeroji can actually put his wings in clothes without like ripping a hole bigger in them. All of his clothes actually have zipper or like button up slits on the sides that he basically has finagled a way to be able to reach himself, but he can wear shirts and everything normally. It's just all of his clothing at the back always has like two slits just cut straight out for his wings, and he can pretty much just button up or zip up from there to make sure that his shirt stays on and is secured to him, and his wings don't rip anything.
What do you think happens if he doesn't take the glasses off?
The glasses.
Where did the sunglasses go?
The glasses are nanotech, by the way. I wanted to
These are nanotech.
reconfirm. The glasses are also nanotech, so they just become a part of the suit.
Okay.
So really, there's no reason for him to remove them except
It's
I'm a
probably
badass.
uncomfortable to do that in that instance too. Like to just have the glasses melt in that semblance, it would be disorienting on the eyes to me. Or, badass moment like Reaper said. Probably the more accurate assessment.
Anyways.
Okay.
What are we doing?
That's a big
I'm gonna
Do
question.
you have any other
test.
questions about the year before you do start off with the what are you doing?
this exact moment. Has Captain Kirk's death been something that people have investigated, or is that just is what it is at this point?
It has been attributed that Captain Kirk's death, since there is no sign of him, like literally no sign, no body, no nothing, it was more of an abandonment of the post.
Perfect.
Good.
So I guess Hierman and Biley didn't turn us in.
How many stealth / sleight of hand rolls do I need to make for robbing people over the course of a year?
What are your
Hopefully
goals for
none.
what you're robbing?
Just, you know, I foresaw every good day and let you know bad days.
Some of it would be coin, the other part would be,
For
you know,
ease of this, you all pursued various quote unquote jobs throughout this year as well that would have made you not gain or lose any money compared to what you currently have now already, outside of any excess expenditures like Zeroji's false life scroll. Basically, you made a pretty easy living and just coasted along for the year while you were still trying to maintain other important duties like trying to figure out more on Aether or more on the plague and whatnot.
gotcha.
And Xavier having a conflict of faith.
Yeah, I would have taken some time going to the church, assuming that Actually, I don't know exactly how my character would do it since I didn't make the choice until the end. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Start going to church, go to confession a few times.
Gotta start somewhere. Um, so I guess if we're gonna decide what to do from here, we gotta choose either try to investigate the vampire or the Aether more, if we can get any more information about either of those.
Probably should keep investigating Gaither since that's why we came out this way.
True.
That is kind of the main goal. So I
I'm
can
also
agree with that.
interested in pursuing this knight placed by the vampire magistrate.
Because of Loot Cave?
I mean, it's also important to ensure that there's not a vampire magistrate doing magistrate things as a vampire. But yes, because of Loot Cave.
I like the first one better. So we've been hearing about some things that Aether has been doing. Do we only hear about them after they happen, or have we had a chance to get ahead of any of them?
It's been frustrating because you've tried getting ahead of a few of the rumors, basically heading off Aether at the pass type of deal, and you've always come up empty-handed every single time.
Are there any upcoming potential events that might be happening?
There is two rumors that you are keyed in on that have the potential to be activities Aether is involved with. One of them involves an artifact you are unsure of in a location you are not fully aware of, but you do know that it has something to do with the Noble District. And the artifact caught your attention because in the rumor mill of it, it had something to do with dragons. And knowing Aether's past already with the Temple of Bahamut, you think it might be connected in that sense. But at the same time, it's not like he's necessarily chasing dragon artifacts. It was just that useful artifact from the Temple of Bahamut, considering his past before that was also potentially enlisting the help of demons for other objects and goals. The other rumor is that if there is a person fitting Aether's description that is potentially setting up a huge heist of their own, which is not outside of Aether's realm of possibility considering your past with them again. The heist, you have secured a location. Again, this one is not in the Noble District, though. This one is in the Market District, and it is of a particular magic shop that you are already familiar with.
The scroll shop, perhaps?
It may be of Helia's Extraordinary Scrolls, as that is the only one with high market value magical items in it that you are aware of right now that someone of Aether's caliber might go after.
How convenient that the wish scroll has appeared. He happens to be doing that.
Yeah, I had that same thought. I was like, oh, do we really want Aether to have a wish scroll?
I don't want him to have anything, including some of his appendages.
You really don't want him to have a wish scroll.
Yeah. That would be bad.
He's either stealing another dragon artifact or a wish scroll, because that's what it is now. That's canon. And I'm assuming we don't have an exact time frame for either of these.
You're unsure of when the heist would potentially take place, and you haven't warned Helia about it yet either. If you plan to warn her about it, or if you plan to use her as bait, that is up to you. And the other one is much more open to a time frame. It could have potentially already happened. It could be something set that is just rumor mill going around. And it could be something that could be coming up rather soon, depending on where you want to investigate with it. The part that catches your interest about it being something taking place in the Noble District, though, is that it might be one of the first times that it may match up with the magistrate that looks like Aether being on the same scene as the rumor.
Interesting. Do we want to pick one to investigate, or do we want to scope them both out at the same time?
I think we should probably quickly warn the scroll shop and then take a look at the other one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we could send a couple people to both places, and if we want to do this, make the scroll shop warning a quick one, we could just have the people who do that catch up to us later.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so who's the splits? Who's going where?
Well, I'm fast, so
You're also sneaky.
also am sneaky.
I
Yeah.
think sneaky would be helpful for the Noble District, because that's going to be harder for them to be okay with us being there. So not being seen would be helpful.
And since Zeroji has been to the scroll shop several times, he's probably the one who'd have the easier time given the warning there.
Agreed.
All right. Then I will use my background to get us to the Noble District quicker.
I don't want to leave Zeroji into the magic shop by himself, so I think either Liz or I should go with him. And since we're wanting to maybe be sneaky, probably Liz goes with Fen.
I still have disadvantage on stealth check, so
I should
What?
be fine alone.
You don't have to have your armor summoned to be stealthy, man.
I should be all right.
If he shows up, I can't imagine it's going to go smooth. If he happens to be there when you're warning her,
yeah, either one of us can go.
because you fall over you fall over to a stiff breeze. So having someone there to help you out would be nice.
Doing my best.
My stealth is a disadvantage -1.
God.
And I don't take my armor off. So I think Liz would be better sneaking around the noble district. If she's okay with that.
Yeah, can try. If we don't care about me doing tanky stuff, I could actually switch types of armor too. Switch to the infiltrator.
Is it the name? Is it the name of an armor set?
I have guardian or infiltrator. Infiltrator gives me a lightning launcher, more walking speed, and advantage on stealth checks.
That sounds dope.
Holy shit. All right.
Yeah, for now you should probably wear that if you're gonna sneak around.
What's it take for you to like switch between those?
Let's see. Long rest. Or actually, shorter long rest.
Or long. Okay.
Okay, so you don't have access to it right now.
Well, you're currently in a short rest type of period.
That's fair.
So, yeah, if I'm well, it says but if I have the armor activated, then in order to get that advantage, it basically removes the disadvantage. So I just have a regular roll.
Since
You
would have to
naturally
activate
have
it
a
on your plate.
disadvantage?
Well, yeah, he's activating it on his plate armor, which gives him disadvantage. So if he's still wearing his plate
Oh,
armor,
okay. I see.
So it basically cancels it out. So it's just a regular roll.
Still much better than what I can do.
which is purely at a disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah. While we're talking over this, Liz will start tinkering with her armor to switch it.
Easy enough to do. So it is Fen and Liz going to the Noble District, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
And
use
then
my
the
urchin background
brothers
first quicker.
going to the Market District, and you guys can take the same trail for a little while under Fen's traveling methods until you need to split up. Which does indeed shorten the time, so instead of maybe the hour or so that it would have taken going through the throngs of early morning, everyone on their way to different meetings or places of employment, instead you guys make it in about a half hour, and it is still very early in the morning for you to do other goals that you intend to do. With no other shady characters found in the shady ways that Fen had decided to travel.
It's fine. Me and shady people get along.
I'm sure there are some nice shady people. I know of at least one.
Who's that? Do you know someone else that's shady?
I'm trying. I'm hoping.
Fen pulls up his hood a little more to make his face even more shadowed, just to emphasize the point. And then he has to pull it back again because he can't see. Didn't one of you become harder to hit too? Didn't someone get like one of those cloaks?
I don't know how much harder to hit I can get.
Think Zeroji was getting one?
I can't afford one yet, but I
That's
want
what
one.
it is. That's
But he
what it is.
wants it.
Wants it real bad, but doesn't have it yet.
All right. So, the brothers, you two do make it to Helia's Extraordinary Scrolls. Shop is just opening for the day. And while not on prominent display, pretty much as soon as you do enter the shop, you do see the wish scroll firmly front and center at the basically glass case that Helia is using as her work desk, pretty much. As she's writing up other scrolls, you see the wish scroll right there with other scrolls of by far lesser rarity, almost to emphasize the point of this wish scroll front and center, just to give it more clarity to any arcane people passing by.
Does it have a price tag on it?
It has a price tag in the legendary type of price range, so around 50,000 plus gold at the moment. Hold on.
Almost there.
9th levels are 50,000 GP.
Yeah, no, the wish scroll is. You see this very clearly. The price tag under it says 10,000 PP.
Is that 100,000 gold?
Yes.
Perfect.
Desperately want to steal it and
No, you
then put
don't.
it back.
No, you do not.
I do.
You do not. I promise.
I really do.
There's
I
no
can't even cast that shit. Well, I can cast it. It just has a high chance of failing.
Point is to prove that I can do it. I don't want the thing. I just want to be able to do it.
I mean, if you want to try.
I have a feeling you'll be missing body parts by the time you're done attempting.
I want
I'm
to
just
try,
gonna
but I'm
put it
not
out
gonna.
there that I've actually put in some mechanics for people that attempt to try that one.
I had a feeling.
Because there totally is a person in the party that would try.
No,
Actually,
who would
two
do that?
people.
Helly at this point welcomes Zeroji with a pretty warm smile. She's like, back again to look at more scrolls you can't afford?
She's funny.
She's so polite.
I'll let you
To
take
be
the lead on
honest.
this.
That's basically me.
But yeah, I'll let you take the lead on this one. I'd like to scope around a little bit to see if I notice anything that might be out of the ordinary, but I'm
Give
not gonna
me
try to be invasive or anything.
an active perception check. Starting off strong.
As always, I gotta be consistent.
Give me a dexterity save.
Oh, you gotta do me like this. And then with my aura, I think that should be a 13.
I'm sorry, this is actually more so an acrobatics check.
Specifically acrobatics.
Yes.
Okay, that's a much, 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 much different number.
Yeah, your
Sorry.
aura should already be factored in your
Let me.
saves.
If that's an acrobatics check, that is a 7.
Okay. Zeroji, you were about to have words with Helia, and then you notice your brother. It looked like he was trying to scope out the place, stubbed his toe on the floor, and not even like you're looking at the ground where he just did it, and it's flat. There's no wood planking raised or anything like that. He just stubbed his toe on the floor and then tripped over and fell on his face into a glass case off to the left side of you.
The fuck?
I felt that surprisingly well through my armor. How much is that? I can pay to fix this. I promise. Ugh. Sorry.
Are there any other customers in the shop at the moment?
Since she is just opening up shop, no, you are the first two.
Okay.
And then she looks at Xavier and goes, "That'll be 20 PP to restore that glass case, thank you."
Oh my god, I'll set it on the counter. I won't. I will not.
You're just
fuss
gonna
out loud.
casually drop 200 gold?
Do you know what's in this shop?
Well, yeah, but a mending spell can fix that.
It is larger than a mending spell can fix, and it is the glass case as well as he got up, you see that there is a torn scroll underneath it.
Are there no like are there no like defensive measures that fuck me up whenever I accidentally rake through this glass?
You have some cuts on your face from the glass.
Fair enough.
Unless you're
20...
currently helmeted right now, since all full plate sets actually do come with helmets.
While I'm in town, I'll keep the helmet elsewhere in a bag or something, but I do have the mask on.
Okay, so cuts on the side of your face.
Yeah, I'll take that. 20 PP is now on the counter. What was the scroll that I ripped?
You can't identify it. It is as soon as it was ripped, the spell dissipated off of its paper.
Makes sense. I'll just stay here. I won't. I'll actually stand closer to the door, you know?
Give me another act. No, I'm kidding.
Helia, we have other bad news that might impact your business.
Oh, you're just coming with all sorts of good things today. I mean, that was the quickest I've ever made 20 PP.
Have you heard rumors of a heist inbound?
A heist, you say?
Probably for a particular scroll.
I would expect it at this point, yes.
Okay, well, this is what we know. I'm going to relay to her of what we've learned of the rumor targeting her shop. If you would like assistance, let us know.
I do believe it's probably nothing more than a rumor at this juncture. Whoever would decide to attack me would make a lot of enemies, more so than just me, or whoever would attack my shop. But if it's this person you're saying, and did you tell her any of the background of what Aether's been up to in Arkenton as well?
Fairly limited, but that he has been after powerful artifacts, and that
And that he
Skull
has.
would probably help him along.
And did you tell her that he had already attacked high-ranking mages of Arkenton as well?
Yes.
Okay. She actually continues then. I feel like that's part of why Nina gave me the scroll to begin with. It's to lure out any would-be... you said his name was Aether? Would-be Aethers among the crowd, as it were.
You say Nina?
Nina.
Yeah, she stopped by to drop off the scroll.
I forgot that that's what he had said. Right.
All right. Well, something does end up happening. Do you have sending?
I don't think I do.
Not you, Helia.
Oh.
She looks over at a scroll of it.
Yeah.
In a way.
Please don't hesitate to reach out.
Well, I assure you, there will definitely be some reaching out. I am unsure of if it will be you or not, but I will definitely keep you informed, since you do tend to visit quite often.
We appreciate it. Yeah, let's go catch up with the other guys before you break anything else.
Sorry, bro. I didn't mean to embarrass you with your scroll shop.
The other party needs to give me 2 stealth checks.
Use the bathroom real quick. You're back.
I more so meant just a stealth check each, but that also works.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Well, mine are an advantage, so
I didn't realize you said. I didn't realize you meant one each, so I rolled twice. So I guess if you
Yeah,
only
it's
needed
fine.
one, then the 20.
After you split up with Xavier and Zeroji, and you make it into the Noble District, you decide to do so stealthily. But where exactly are you going?
You can also open my Klondike for it if you want it.
Where did you want to do your stuff, your
I like
investigation?
them, but I like other things more.
Liz was gonna follow Finn because she's not used to this sneaky stuff.
uh, well, I'll need a detailed map of the location we're going to.
All right, so you are heading to the Noble District to look in on some potential information that is tying Aether to Magistrate Tarkul, correct?
I believe so.
That's the Tarkul is the one with the artifact?
Or were you going to look into the artifact for it?
That,
Which one is going on here?
that bit, because we're
artifact.
trying to stop any heist that potentially could happen or might have happened. So
Got it.
brothers went to the spell scroll shop to notify, and we were gonna go and see if the artifact is still there, and I'm gonna do my thing and assess how easy it would be to remove it.
So in this case, you weren't for sure on a location of the artifact, so you have basically, we'll say in this case, you have infiltrated a crowd of nobles pretty successfully. You don't necessarily have nobility clothing yourself, but it's not hard to look more like you belong as like a servant or any other type of person there. Especially with as high as both of your stealth rolls are for that. So the nobles there don't really pay you any mind, and give me active perception checks as you're attempting to listen in on any other conversation for more, maybe solid rumors of this artifact going on.
16.
12.
I like that Liz nearly rolls a natural one, and it's like, that's still above. Still above 10.
Must be nice.
Liz, you hear a lot of prattling on about the state of court and basically the stylings of the nobles. So, like, you see a bunch of high elven ladies that are very fancifully dressed, and they're basically comparing their styles with each other right now. And there are other servants around, and a couple of the other servants lock eyes with you, and they just kind of sigh and shrug. And Fen, you catch a bit more than that. You do catch a bit of, the style of Larwell going on in the noble ladies chat, but very quickly dismiss it. Seems like Liz is actually pretty interested in it, so you just leave her to it as you are trying to hone down more so what you can garner to further your investigation. And you hear talk of some expensive items that are potentially being moved today. You move closer to that conversation, and you see that it is one familiar figure, if only because you've already attempted to investigate him a couple times, and then someone you just don't know. And as they're chatting, you get close enough to fully recognize the face of, I need to go all the way through my shit again. My notes. I need to have my story characters closer to their places of where they're actually located. You notice the face of Magistrate Lyric. and you keep your distance. Basically, you don't want to actually be fully split from the group you are currently in with Liz, because there's a good meshing of servants that are around these noble ladies that are attending them. So you're trying to listen in from a bit of a distance, and you hear that Lyric is planning on moving an artifact sometime tonight around the castle. He explains an area. Give me a perception check. See if you can hone in further on that one.
No.
You cannot hone in further on that one. He gives an area just somewhere around the castle that you know of. And the other person, who is definitely in collusion with him at this point, he's agreeing with him at this point, also looks to be of noble quality. And they shake on it as if they have made a deal, and then they go their separate ways. Lyric walks off at a hurried pace while the other person walks pretty much southwards towards Market District. If this person is a noble, he might be a noble merchant, or he just might be going to secure whatever that artifact is, or whatever high-priced item it is that's being moved. But as they have split up, you can follow one or the other,
Mm,
or split up and follow both.
we could do that.
Or, do something else entirely if you want to. Not to make this too much like a video game where you have only one choice to go one way or the other.
So it's left or right or kill one of them. Got it.
Right? Skyrim, keep it a little bit more open-ended.
Because if one of them's dead, I only have to follow one guy.
Yeah, but you might have trouble killing the vampire, so you might need to kill the other one, or the suspected vampire. Is he a vampire? Did we confirm that?
Is it daylight? Because I think
We
it would
would-
be fair terms at this point.
Very strongly suspected, not confirmed.
It is daylight, and he's currently not, melting under the sun.
Vampires
He's
melt
got-
in the sun.
Maybe he's got
Or,
really good sunblock.
Blow away to dust under the sun, whichever might happen.
He's not sparkling, is he?
He doesn't seem to be sparkling, no.
Good.
Maybe he has really good makeup.
We
just
going
dips
into
himself
Blade territories of this. Just cover yourself and plaster yourself in makeup.
Yeah, he just dips himself in concealer every morning. The whole fucking vat of it.
Maybe.
I'm not opposed to splitting up and tailing each one for a little bit. We know that it's gonna go down like later tonight, so getting some better idea as to
Give me one more perception check.
all right.
Just for ability of catching an exact time potentially.
25.
It is so much later tonight that the time you specifically heard was midnight.
Okay. In that general area, but exactly at midnight.
Correct.
Love
This
that.
was in like 11:53 or something. People always expect midnight, and if you wait until before it, it'd work better.
You're not there yet.
I mean, yeah. I'm just saying, if I was planning something, I wouldn't do it at an exact time. I'd be doing off time.
Well,
Sounds
you're
like a
not
horrible
my
idea.
world's characters.
Valid. That is truly valid.
It also sounds like a horrible way to handle things.
We're already split up. Let's go ahead and split up some more and trail both of them.
All right, which one you want?
Liz will let Ben pick.
I'm
Fen
gonna-
just asked Liz which one do
Yeah,
you want.
I'm following Lyric then, because I feel if
Liz, you're so
regardless
passive.
of if he's a vampire or not, with him having an entourage, be easier for her to blend in versus, like, assuming Lorik just kind of peeled off by himself and.
Yeah, he did. As far as you have seen, he peeled off by himself. They both did, actually. They were both actually just pretty much sitting on a bench having this chat in the shade.
Specifically in the shade.
Mm-hmm.
Was half the bench shaded or all of the bench?
All of the bench was shaded.
Okay. Yeah, I'll follow Lyric.
Guess Liz will follow the other one then.
All right, give me 2 more stealth checks.
17.
Ooh.
Both of us rolled bad.
Oh, I'm contagious, I guess.
Man, this night's starting out great.
Liz
Or
is
one of
Roll.
us.
Liz is not in her element.
We will go with Liz first. You are following the stranger of the group that you don't know. Excuse me, just had a weird burp there. It was like a hib burp. You are following the stranger of the group that you don't know. And as you are following along after him, he begins to pick up his pace a little bit. And you don't really make note of it, but you pick up your pace too, just following along. And he picks up his pace a little bit more. And at this point, you're starting to catch on that he might know he's being followed. And you follow after him just a little bit longer, and then he just starts running away from you. He doesn't shout for any guards or anything, but he does just start running. What do you do?
I think I'll let him go, because got caught.
The direction that he was heading is actually fortuitous for you as well, though, because down the street from him running by, Xavier and Zoroji, you see a man just running down the streets, and then you look up the road a bit further, and you see Liz having just stopped, and then Liz locks eyes with you guys at the same time that you notice her.
Does he give us any indication that we should stop her?
No, the guy is just running. You think he might be late for work, but you do see Liz
Okay.
down the street though, and she has stopped walking. It doesn't actually look like Liz was following anyone though, because
Okay.
she had already just stopped walking and was locking eyes with you guys.
Okay. Got it.
And I'll go walk up to, or jog up to catch up with, or meet up with them.
Well, you do so. Easy enough.
that
I thought
about?
you were supposed to be with Fen.
Yeah, but was trying to be sneaky and follow that person that just ran past, but not exactly sneaky.
Did either of us recognize the guy that ran by? By chance? I'll take that as a no.
Give me a perception check, both of you. Investigation check, actually.
Oh, that's not total garbage.
We got the same number, Pog.
Neither of you actually recognize this individual. You do know that just by potentially looks, this person might be someone that is also on, like, not magistrate level on the ruling council, but like at least in the chain, so to speak. But the name escapes you at the moment.
Fen went and talked to, or went to trail the other guy that was talking to this one. So
Fair enough. Hopefully something good comes out of that. Should we go find him, or is he kind of gone at this point?
so not really sure where he went, because I went this way and he went the other way.
Where'd you guys split up that? He'll probably try to head back that direction if he finds his way back.
Yeah, it was over this way. She'll lead them back.
Alrighty. And we will go on to Fen from there.
Yep.
Fen, you have started following Lurik. And you follow Lurik for a ways. And you're not sure if it's just like the area, because it's still the Noble District, or if you've entered a park or something. But you've been following Lurik for a while now, and it just seems like the area in general is getting a more darker overtone as you keep following him. As you look around, you still keeping an eye on him, but you look around and you see that you've kind of entered like a park-like area where the trees are definitely causing many more shadows to be cast. And despite having kept an eye on him, you see him vanish from your sight.
Okay. Hmm.
Other things of note in this park-like area is that it looks like it is an entrance to a manor, so to speak, because you're still on a road of a sort. There's not any off roads to walk through the park or anything like that. It's just organized in such a way that the shade casts in many different directions no matter what time of day it is. And as you look up the road further, you almost feel like you need your dark vision to start taking over as you see, you think, a potential manor up in the distance, but you would have to walk closer to actually identify, if it's actually a full-blown building or if it's just a trick of the eyes.
I want to look around and see if there's any thieves' cant. 17 perception, or would that be investigation?
1 second, actually. do, 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 do. As you're looking around, attempting to look for thieves' cant, you're pretty much like scoping out the trees, seeing if you can find anything amiss on them, what you're looking for specifically. And it's at that moment that you hear a rustling in one of the trees above you. And quick on your own reflexes, you look up and dodge to the side immediately as an individual plummets down from the tree, and a rapier stabs into the ground a good 2 feet before the figure stands up and says, "Why are you following me?"
Knew that was a shitty fucking stealth roll. I'm not following you. Going in the same direction does not mean I'm following you.
You are currently on the road to my manor. You are following me.
I haven't been this way in the part of town. I was exploring.
Give me a deception check.
Really hope this is high. It's not. It's a 12.
let's try that again. And he actually holds the rapier. As you weren't able to dodge too far away, it's close enough to be very threatening. And you know already that he seems like he has skill to where if he decides to strike right now, you don't have a way of actually dodging it. And he holds it up and he says, let's try this again. Why are you following me?
Well, you see, Misty Step. And I'm just gonna dip.
Give me another stealth roll too. Because I'm assuming you're gonna try to do so stealthily out.
29.
Okay.
Well, you see,
I cannot
don't.
blame that reaction. That was a good reaction. That was a good one. All right.
That was on the level of, what's that over there? And then running.
Basically.
Oh, wait, can I get this to? All right, now click it here. All right, now let's try that again. Did you guys see that roll?
No.
Nope.
No.
Good. You all see it, and you're just under agreement not to say anything about it.
Exactly.
That'd be crazy.
How would we ever do that?
All right, hold on. I need to bring up VStream. All right. Yeah, no. Fen, you get out of dodge very quickly and very stealthily, and you do not sense anyone following you.
Dear God, if he could. I'd be
If he
worried.
sees
I
you,
would
that'd
be
be
so
ins-
worried.
He might actually be a vampire.
Lyric wasn't the vampire. The other one was.
We think there's only one
I
vampire.
think.
Maybe the whole magistrates, vampires.
I don't know how
Aether's-
far Aether's willing to go to gain
Aether's a
power.
vampire too.
Rumor wise, from the last session, Lyric is the one that was believed to be the vampire based on the rumors from the two at the table that you were talking to. You know, the one that you literally stole the clothes off their back.
Oh, I had the names mixed up. Oops.
It's all good.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
Lyric was
he
the
is the vampire.
vampire.
one. Got it. Yeah, no, that.
Yeah, I was like, you were so gung ho about chasing that guy down. I was like, he's willing to put himself in danger for this.
What
Now,
a noble
see?
fellow.
Oh, I knew you were a good guy.
I always have an out. Now I need to go take a short rest. Need to be able to do that again, just in case.
Do you go back to where you and Liz had split up?
Yeah. And if I don't find anybody, I'd progress on the direction
Okay.
it's going. So
Liz and company, you guys do make it to that area first, and a few minutes later, you do see Fen also coming back down from one of the paths to meet up with all of you. You're all together again. Party's not split. Woo!
Yay.
the party's not split, and then split
Ex-
again.
Usually expect something bad to happen whenever we split up like that. I'm kind of glad it worked out.
It wasn't for
I mean, it
very
almost
long.
didn't. It almost didn't work out.
It only
Smoke
takes
on.
about 2 seconds for something to go bad. So
That's why
Luckily
I'm okay
for
being the one in danger.
Fen, I low rolled every fucking thing on him.
except for perception, apparently.
Well,
No, the passive perception was enough to see through that shit.
yeah.
His perception. I would assume if you beat his stealth roll.
The perception on the 29 stealth roll, yeah, that had to be active, especially since he was very aware of someone
Oh,
actually at that point.
He passively saw the stealth
He passively saw Fen's
17.
first. Yes.
That's a good passive. Holy shit.
worse 'cause it's
There are
passive
people
when you
that,
say
that have that good passive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that it wasn't high enough whenever I rolled it. Did he have well, never mind. It went faster. Never mind. How does that work with? Whatever. That's an internal thought for later.
Let's keep that one in the memory banks for now.
Yeah. Okay, so that guy's definitely a vampire.
Oh,
That's what you go back to the group with?
Yes.
I'm glad you followed him instead of me then.
Yeah, he's very perceptive and tried to ambush me from a tree.
A tree.
Uh-huh.
I guess I don't know. I'm not caught up on my vampire lore. Is that something vampires do? We're not near anybody, are we? We're not having this conversation out loud.
On the road. I figured that we'd like pull off to the side in an alleyway or something to have the.
Everyone just sees like the guy that Fen stole the clothes off the back of, just writing stuff down on a notepad, going "new rumors," and then runs away.
Well.
Well, I guess we're
Find out
here.
where he lives.
Well, damn.
Yes. Yes, I do, in a very, very dark manner.
Oh, well.
Oddly dark.
Yeah, I wasn't able to find out much about the guy that I was following. He noticed me and ran, and didn't really want to get the guards called on me. So
Understandable. We do at the very least know when and general idea of where a transaction is going to happen. By transaction, I'm talking about the artifact.
That's good. We can kind of set up for that. Hildia, or whatever her name is, is efficiently prepared for whatever buffoonery is going to happen there if it happens.
that's good.
Which one do we want to commit to? I guess we have more solid information on this one than on a general, oh, there's a heist coming.
Do we have an ability to communicate with each other while we're separated?
I don't have sending.
We should really get something for that.
Should probably get sent some.
He could have purchased it while we were at the scroll shop.
Well, yeah, but then I have to like take a few hours, and it's a whole thing, and I've got to prepare it.
Yeah. I'm not currently seeing a downside.
We
Okay,
should
well,
just train birds to pass messages back and forth.
my owl can pass. Can't. Well, it could carry a message. My owl can carry a message.
Good.
The owl that's definitely right here and is always here, and we just sometimes forget about. And your horse.
Who is not here with us because he's doing his own thing.
He's just out in the woods chilling.
I hope he's just like pursuing like a pastime crafting activity. But he's getting really frustrated because he's got hooves instead of hands. So every time he picks up the material, it just falls over, and he neighs really angrily.
I hope he's getting comfortable with the chocobos. That's what I hope.
I hope it's not too comfortable with the chocobos.
I mean, that's up to him. I'm not gonna tell him how to
It's
live
a
his
weird
life.
four-legged chocobo.
And that's how we got a hippogriff.
A hippobo.
It's just a Pegasus.
Bo 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 bo.
Why does that horse have wings? Let's not talk about it.
Because the problem is not gonna be the fact that it has like a bird's wings. The problem is gonna be that it has chocobo wings.
So they're really short and stumpy. And unless they're black, it can't fly. Or gold.
Or maybe it's really fat and can fly anyways.
Yeah, that's just the complete defying of physics.
So we have what, around 12 hours before midnight. I'm
You
assuming
got a lot of time.
it's about noonish.
This whole thing only took you around an hour, man.
Oh boy. The fuck are we gonna do with our day?
I'm still only like half sure exactly of when we started, but
We started morning,
yeah.
early morning, I guess. Shit. I know something that I could do to benefit the scroll shop,
Yeah?
which is figure out how I would steal the scroll,
How does that benefit the scroll shop?
because then they know the points of weakness to strengthen.
And you think that they haven't done some of their own preparation for this thievery that might happen?
For Legend of Niklaus Kage.
That's
Just touched on.
just trying to figure out something to do with my day.
Okay, Niklaus, the legendary scroll thief. Of course.
Is that what you actually want to do?
A little bit. Also, definitely want to take a short rest before midnight.
Taking a short rest before midnight, I think is a good idea, yes.
No, for reasons.
just for reasons
Yeah.
of the misty variety.
I might want to be
if we're
able to
gonna-
do that again.
If we're gonna take a short rest before midnight, then I'm going to get within a mile of the manor and drop clairvoyance in it.
Do you want to pick up that sending scroll while we're at it and get some work on that?
How much is a sending scroll? Level spell is sending.
Third?
Send. Oh,
Pretty sure it's a third.
80 platinum.
oh God.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it is.
Holy fuck, what level is that spell?
Third.
Oh my god.
Things cost money,
Well,
William.
I could have afforded that this morning.
Oh God, that'll.
Actually, I can still afford it. But...
Yeah, no, I'm not dumping. That would be 80% of my gold at the moment.
Yeah, same. I'm not sure. I haven't done the math, so I don't know if it's exactly 80%.
A quirk you've actually found out about Helia is that Helia only accepts platinum.
I mean, I do have 84 platinum pieces, so that wouldn't be an issue.
I had about that many before the incident.
But
I could contribute some.
Not.
It just depends on if we think it's worth it. It kind of seems
Yeah.
like the consensus is not.
Because the downside of sending is it's a spell slot each time.
Yes, correct.
Is there communication devices in the world, Miser? Like, not necessarily walkie-talkies, but besides sending stones?
Not that you've seen so far.
Cool.
Oh no, gosh
saying
darn
that
kids and their cell
they
phones.
do or do not exist, but your group definitely doesn't know about them yet. If
Hell,
they
you
do
know
exist.
about them.
Would Helia know about them?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, there's rice at the bottom of this.
Oh, would you look at that rice?
Sorry.
Just one rice.
Message is
Wife definitely served me dinner, so I was trying to sneak some bites of food in, and Reaper's all like, hey, world lore me right now, buddy.
I actually noticed because I think you were finishing a bite whenever you came on the comms and was like, oops. He was trying to sneak a bite or two in.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna get within. Oh,
far as those communication type devices, you are unaware of any that do exist in the world at this moment.
I will ask Helia then.
You guys do all make your way back to Hell. Well, actually, Zeroji, are you doing your thing first?
yeah, I'm gonna get within a mile of the manor, drop clairvoyance in there with hearing, not seeing, and then continue on.
I will stay. Oh wait, I'm the manor. When we get to Helia's scroll shop, I will stay very far away from it. for no apparent reason.
What's wrong? Why are you staying out here? Are you scared of the place?
I just like the scenery out here better, you know. I'm less scared of the people out here.
Are you scared of Helia?
What?
Are you scared of Helia?
We'll just say that my coin purse is a little lighter now than it was back then.
What'd you buy?
Glass.
Drake.
Same answer.
Was it Zeroji's fault?
I wish I could say it was. I really do.
Oh my god. Alright, well, it lasts an hour, so. Is that all I hear for the hour?
Yes, the entire
my
hour.
God. Do I speak animal?
And it's not like super common either. It's just like a chirp here and there.
That sounds interesting.
Yep.
Well, the bright side, you don't hear him having sex.
You know, I actually might.
Oh. Oh. Well, don't want to see that search history to find that noise clip.
Alright, well, I'm down for the short rest then to get my spell slot back. Then what level is mage armor? That lasts 8 hours. Okay, I'm also going to cast mage armor before the short rest. So that's a clairvoyance, which is 3rd level, and mage armor, which is 1st level.
Gotta make sure to have mage armor on.
Oh yeah.
I will go into the scroll shop.
Alrighty. So Xavier's staying outside the scroll shop.
Yep.
Fen, Zeroji, and Liz are going in.
Yep. Splitting the party.
I'll see the heistman if he shows up. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye out.
Alrighty. Helia looks up from her scroll crafting and goes, "Welcome back. +1. +2, actually.
Thank you.
And how has your troop been today? Having a good morning?"
It's been an interesting one.
Better than Xavier's.
His was expensive from what I hear. Is the case repaired or is it still broken?
The case is fully repaired, but there is no scroll in there.
So it was mainly the scroll.
It was mainly the scroll.
Yeah, it's weird. So one question, one kind of statement. You know of any communication devices that allow for active communication between two or more parties? If they're in like a certain range or what have you. Unlike a sending stone, which is just sending on a stone with a stone on the other end.
I am unaware of such a device, as it were. There might be... and of course, my knowledge of magic isn't as extensive as, say, anyone that's higher ranking in Arkenton, but I would have to say, if a device such as that existed, that it would probably be so rare as to be already being used by someone, or a party of people as it were, or It is just an artifact kept hidden somewhere still, if something like that exists.
I had a feeling that was going to be the answer. The other thing, and I do not doubt that you don't have things in place, but as we are worried about someone trying to break in and steal probably a specific scroll, would you like the expertise of someone that can do that?
Are you offering to try to steal my spell scroll?
Not to try to, but to elaborate on how I would.
It's not every day I get asked questions like this.
It's not every day I offer it.
How generous of you.
She looks back over. I'm holding Zoroji's pants.
Liz smacks his hands. No, stop that.
He doesn't even know they're gone. He'll take a stiff freeze before he does.
I don't wear pants. I don't know where you got those.
Oh no. There's just some random customer in there. Wait, where'd my pants go?
Xavier outside notices a chill.
Really impressive.
How
since
would
he's
you
wearing
go
plate
about
armor.
attempting to steal this scroll without knowing what's in place currently?
And I elaborate on that in detail.
Before you try to elaborate on that, give me an investigation check.
Oh boy. Really wish this was higher. 6.
Could I try and look around and see what kind of protections might be in place?
There might be
Are
a
you
reason.
attempting to do it on your own, or are you attempting to do so in attempts to help Fen?
I'll try and help Ben.
I'm just gonna casually sit on a chair and watch this.
Fen, you get another roll.
There might be a reason that I spend weeks, if not months. Oh, natural 20.
I'm gonna flash of genius that too.
So what? Plus another D4 to it.
I think that's just a flat. I'm just looking for it to make sure.
Yeah, it is I can't remember if it's a flat or a roll, but yeah.
Man, if I had a
It's been
spell to
too
make
long
a
since I
popcorn
played my
right now.
Artificer.
So that's a 28. That's +4 because it's plus my intelligence modifier.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so 28.
So you're looking around as you're about to elaborate on it, just like, catching an eye for detail, how you would start, infiltrating the place. You get all the way through the infiltration and all this stuff. And you realize the infiltration would be so easy because obviously it's a store. And while it's open, she doesn't need to, attempt to secure things while she's there in that sense. Obviously, a lot of the cases have their own protection spells and traps on them that you can see that all seemingly have an easy lever or other device that would disarm them so that Helia herself could get in there to take out the scroll or whatever. But as you are making the same investigation on the case containing the wish scroll, you see no such thing. There are no traps. There is no arcane mechanisms. There are no protections on this case that you can see to protect this scroll.
So she
So-
wants it to be stolen?
You you kind of catch a little hitch in your voice as you get to that part, and you notice that, and she's just looking at you smiling at this point, listening to your investigation. And while you have been giving her a bunch of useful information on the other aspects of it, towards, basically any of the other cases and any of the other ways to disable all of the stuff, and she was attentively listening. She has nothing but like a light smirk on her face right now when you actually get to, the item at hand.
We're going to be able to break into here now.
Do you raise any questions about it or ask her anything, or do you just like continue with how you would steal it from there and try to act like nothing's wrong with that scroll?
Oh no, I'm definitely gonna dial back onto what's going on with the fact that there's no safeguards on the scroll, and pointedly, you just want someone to steal this.
She gives a little. You're quite right. It is a wish scroll, but it's for an already completed wish.
So it's useless.
Oh no! When the intended target picks it up, something will happen to them.
Ooh. Understood. Hey Zeroji, you should touch it.
I'm not the intended target.
You don't know.
Zeroji, you also didn't hear Fen say that to you at all. In fact, when you saw her clap, you saw a shimmering of a bubble that formed around her and Fen.
Oh.
I'm just gonna wave at him.
Not something that can be heard out loud. Or heard, I should say.
Well, Xavier and I were informed earlier that it's bait.
That was to her. Noticing
I got another bite of food in.
noticing that Zeroji just kind of waves as I speak to him, and I'm guessing there's probably a little bit of confusion, and he just waves.
Yep. Obviously he didn't hear enough to be able to reply. His wave was more so just an acknowledging that you guys are looking at him now. And she returns to the topic at hand and says, "It's definitely bait. We just need to be sure that something as high caliber as this can, one, either be detected by him as bait, or two, he will fall for it and we can just solve our issue."
Understood. I think it would be good to put minor safeguards in place. Something that he would be able to get past. Otherwise, it's kind of out of place.
So you haven't been able to look behind the scroll case yet. That is where those minor inconveniences are.
Understood. Two halflings with big swords. Can't see them; they're little.
She invites you to look behind the case, and you see some runes on the floor. They're not much, and they're easily seeable. And she's standing direct line on them. They're not activating. And she says, "These are meant to just put to sleep. So be careful. Don't step on them."
Definitely not doing that.
Otherwise, no. I want him to see that this is bait. So we need the bait to be as open and available as possible. Whether he is stupid enough to fall for that or not, we actually hope that he doesn't fall for it. It gives us more insight into the character that he is.
Makes sense. And don't worry, I won't be trying to break into your shop.
Well, I know. I've been detecting your thoughts since you entered the building. You had thoughts of it until you actually started investigating. But I didn't want to probe too deeply. Can't let you notice. She gives you a wink and drops the mute, basically the silence bubble. Or the personal chat bubble, as it were.
Little chat bubble. DMs. Yeah, very expensive bait. God damn it. Get down. What the hell are you doing?
She actually looks from Fen to Zeroji, and before Fen can say much more, she says to Zeroji, Zeroji, if nothing perhaps happens to the scroll, I will reduce this price of 10,000 platinum to free for you before you leave town.
Nothing is ever truly free.
Oh, no, I'll give you more details then, but, before you leave town, just come visit me, and if the scroll is still here, you can have it for free.
I will keep that in mind.
I am smirking. Well, seems we didn't really need to come here, but something to do with our day because I don't know what else to do.
Your investigation took a couple hours, so there you go. You're at least 2 hours down on your day, unless you want to just fast forward to a lot of time of further investigating.
Don't worry, I made sure that there were no bad people coming into the shop while I was there, and probably also a couple good people chose not to come in because I was standing guard. So it seemed.
Oh no, give me a perception check.
I thought about throwing one out there randomly, but I just decided against it. Middling for me.
I mean,
Were you purposefully trying to look intimidating?
I'm not trying to look intimidating, no. I'm just trying to be casual because I don't want to break more shit inside of an expensive
You
shop.
do wear a mask for some odd reason.
True. That's not the intent is to not be intimidating. Or the intent is not to be intimidating, not to not be.
Words are hard.
Phrasing is important.
words are hard. Doing that
Well,
deep
that guy
lunge.
in the GIF does not look intimidating.
just a deep, deep lunge.
I love that it's after the phrase expensive bait.
You have, at least 12 hours before this potential meetup. Or at least 12 hours is when the exact time on the dot would be for it, so to speak. Unless Zeroji was right, it might be happening 7 minutes earlier. Who knows?
I'm just saying that's what I would do.
give you a minute or two to think about it. You've had your short rest as well, so we'll tack on another hour to that. So you got 11 hours left.
Do you think we're gonna need to be sneaky for this, or should I switch back to the other armor? Liz asks just as we're going into the short rest, so she can switch her.
Ask before the short rest happens for reasons.
Yeah.
If something goes down, I expect him to put up a fight.
Yeah. I would suggest going ahead and switching if.
Yeah.
However, if you want to try to lay low and be farther back, unless he has a lot more guns than we are expecting, quote unquote, on the guns,
And
we don't both always have to be the people up front. I mean, I can probably keep his attention.
I'm just thinking that if I stay back, then that's more chance for. That just makes it even more likely that Zeroji's gonna get himself killed.
Well, the Roji can also be invisible. So if we were sneaking, two of the party members could sneak, and the two armored people could be waiting for a signal.
Both have good benefits, I think.
Yeah, I just wouldn't be able to. I just don't have as many options up close with this armor as I do with the other one. AKA no thunder punch. Lightning launcher is only a ranged attack, so if they hit up in my face, then
Yeah, I would suggest switching back.
The funny part is that you guys having never heard her actually name her moves or what she actually does here. It's kind of like you get that sense that she's making shit up. Granted, you're also in the party with a spellcaster or two, so it's not like making shit up is any weirder than normal, but like Thunder Punch, Lightning Cannon, just some what the fuck moments from artificers that most of you, or that at least Fen is not familiar with. Xavier and Zeroji have seen a couple, but they're not familiar with their works.
Everybody else in the party uses spells.
Everybody in the party uses spells, and then Liz is just like, I have Gauntlet. It has thunder. Boom.
It's like magic, I believe it.
It's all magic voodoo.
Witchcraft.
Perhaps even
You're not that character. You are the witchcraft.
Correct.
Damn, stab him.
maybe stab him will come back at some point.
I'm sure I'll see. Oh, I'm sure I'll see stab him at some point in my life. I already found Nimin, and wasn't his brother like Minim or something?
Punch him. Well, sister was punch him.
No,
I also
Nimin
Oh,
had an evil twin.
Nimin.
Leslie and Minen?
Oh my gosh. Pokemon?
I do not remember.
I'd like to catch a Pikachu, please.
All I know is we saw Nimin die on that boat, and the rest of his party had a very similar rogue leader that was a halfling when we got there.
I cannot remember his name anymore.
Has it been too long since that campaign?
It was before I had my kid.
uh, Excuse me.
You're excused.
As time drifts on and you're all kind of just meandering about doing your own thing for a while.
I kind of think if people were kind of giving her blank looks or just looking confused, she'd start trying to describe and explain everything to them if they keep listening.
I'll listen. I got you.
Give me an int check, Xavier.
I have to.
Oh, shit. Drink that water. Be right back.
A check or a save? This
Int
matters.
check.
Just a check. Okay, well that's what I got.
As Liz gets deeper and deeper into the explanation of her armor and the minutia of everything that goes into it, you don't intend to drone her out, but words just start becoming foreign language to you.
That's what I was worried about. Oh, awkward. Someone's an asshole.
And so you're doing the uh-huhs at what you think are appropriate times. And Liz, you finally notice midway through that he stopped being able to understand what you were explaining.
At that point, I'm just gonna start making up random shit and just trying to get him to agree to random stuff.
Give me a deception check, Liz.
So then I caught a bolt of lightning in a jar.
Xavier, give me another intelligence check.
Oh boy.
You notice she started just making up shit.
Does she look like she's having fun making shit up?
Give me a deception check, Xavier.
I'm back.
I love this. The war of literally the dice.
You give me an intelligence check now, Liz.
What did I miss?
Oh, rough.
Liz, you keep making shit up, and he does keep agreeing to it. Xavier, you definitely know that she's just making shit up though, and you're just agreeing to it, and now you're having your own fun with the conversation.
For sure, yeah.
And thus time was burnt.
Fenner Zoroji just chime in with, "The fuck are you two talking about?"
Yes.
I'm gonna go case someplace. I'll be back.
Don't steal anything.
Not today.
Or tomorrow.
Case first, steal later.
Exactly.
You can skip one of those. I promise. It's okay. You don't have to do both.
Thoroughly case the entire town over the course of the year.
Particularly needed to. You already know that like most valuables are just definitely in the market or noble district.
Then I know the two places I need to case.
Ben secretly has a very detailed map with notes of the noble district and
Yeah, it's just made his background skill even more proficient at getting through the town.
Yeah. Some of the places just go straight through somebody's house.
They never notice. It's like literally just in one window right out the other. The dude was taking a bath at the time too and didn't even notice. Oh, never mind. That's red bubbles coming up from the inner. He's not.
He might have
I had to clear some evidence there.
He can't notice now. There are no witnesses if all the witnesses are dead.
Death
Very
is
true.
temporary.
That is accurate.
Records
Spoken
are
from
forever.
experience, Zoroji?
Yes.
Alright. No more beating around the bush. you all start preparing for your excursion well ahead of time so that you can actually, try to nail down this place more securely. As you weren't able to or didn't choose to look for more information throughout, you just decided to basically head there early and figure out the best place for a potential meeting. And assuming the personalities involved, like the darkest area of either the outer grounds of the castle or maybe even the inner grounds. So, as you do head towards the castle and you are investigating more and more throughout the night, Liz is keeping track of the time, Fen is keeping track, Zeroji and Xavier are meandering about. Zeroji's literally just obsessing over making sure that he's got mage armor up, making sure that he's got invisibility up, making sure he's protected. He's not gonna get killed immediately.
Death becomes me.
And then he gets stabbed from behind.
I couldn't help it. He was just so open.
And I need let's go with investigation checks from all of you.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh. Nice.
Hog.
Wow. Well, I got a dirty 20. Someone didn't.
Zeroji really is just focusing on being protected, damn it.
I'm safe. I'm good. I'm safe. Everything's fine.
Would I be able to flash a genius Fen's roll?
We'll say you can.
So you get plus 4 to
24.
that.
Wait until I get expertise and fucking.
It is definitely the dark of night.
It's a good thing that everything's in black and white then.
There are. You've made your way into a courtyard at this point, as the rest of the castle has been relatively quiet, except for some servants meandering about. At least for the outside portion of the courtyard, you finally, for the outer grounds of the castle, you've made your way now to the inner grounds, and the entryway leads into pretty much a courtyard, and it is currently empty, from what you all can see. Just making sure your visions are accurate, and no one has told me that they can see the whole map already, so that's fine.
I can see a surprising amount, but I'm assuming it's because of those torches or whatever that's on the wall over there.
The whole
those
map
torches
Vision.
put a lot. Like, oh nope, that's definitely not the right thing.
No, as long as I have vision active, so as long I know what you guys can see.
Yeah.
If I click on your characters, it was just Reaper. You specifically tend to have the error where you can just see the entire fucking map.
Sometimes. Nope. Okay, and
Yeah,
there
there
it
was
is.
an
Okay.
update, so maybe they fixed that.
Yeah, that's. And then I got this nice little dark diamond right here.
Yep, nice little dark diamond. All right. How about we will make this an encounter so that you guys can select your tokens and do that. Wait, hold on. I need to just select something here for the hell of it and just move it out of his ability to. Yeah, there we go.
Huh? Wait, what? What'd you do with my fireball? Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it.
Hey, where'd you put my fireball? I want that back.
That's just for later. Don't worry about it.
Where's the owl?
Do you want the owl on the board too?
Always appreciated, yes.
Just put him over by the fireball. It'll be fine.
Right. Followers. Fiend owl. Did I set up this thing's vision finally?
Of course, I roll high for initiative.
I did. Okay.
This is
There are worse things to roll high for.
Totally put the fiend owl next to the wrong person.
This is probably the highest I've rolled in a long time. I'm used to being closer to Xavier.
Feel targeted.
All right. Also, some preemptive things that you can roll if you choose to do so. Those that are stealthing, or are invisible, or have already precasted spells to be whatever those conditions are. That is a natural 20.
I ceased existing.
If you are invisible, you do have advantage on stealth.
I guess I could try to stealth. Oh, it didn't put disadvantage.
It's not that you're not necessarily allowed into the castle. The gates were open,
Yeah,
and you were
I'm not sneaky.
walking through until you've. Excuse me, dang it. Finished dinner, and now it's
shit.
deciding to give me hiccups.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, but you have disadvantage, so you need to roll one more time. Oh no, you already did. That's a 2d20.
Yeah.
Keep lowest. Got it.
Oh. Hmm.
Liz and Xavier are exactly as sneaky as each other.
That's pretty on par. You're both wearing plate. The fact that you have almost a 10 is pretty good.
I'm happy with my roll. What are you talking about? This is quality stuff right here.
That's pretty good considering the circumstances.
Hey, that is actually his average roll.
Yeah. I often roll lower.
That is not Liz's average roll. She should have been better. How dare you, Liz?
The first roll was better.
Mine too. Typically, yeah, one of the rolls would be better than the other in this situation.
So we will start with Fen. You can use your stuff to start investigating around. It is still an action to use your skills like investigation and stuff like that. So if you choose to investigate anything in particular, let me know, and I should be able to help you out from there.
I want to investigate the bush.
There are people doinking in there.
You know,
They're not. But you can also go up there and give me an investigation roll.
there are a couple animals in there and they're doing it because that's pretty on par.
With the lore of the world so far?
Yeah, everybody's banging. If you find an animal, they bang it.
The only time they weren't, they got fireballed.
Yeah.
They might have been. We don't know. We didn't have a chance to find out.
That might have been the recovery after the banging.
Oh my god, just a hyena orgy?
And then they died.
But they were a threat to my health pool.
And then they died.
And then they died.
12 investigation. Or are we going off of the previous investigation? I don't.
No, this is an action for investigation. So 12
Okay.
investigation. If you're actually inspecting the bush, from that roll, you don't find anything out of the ordinary about it. It is just a very well done arrangement of the inside bush, which is much larger, with a bunch of smaller bushes rimming the outside of it in the colors that you basically see on display. It does look like it needs a bit of a trim. It doesn't actually seem like any garden keepers have been around this courtyard in a while to maintain.
They'll be lazy trimming their bushes.
You know, I was trying to keep that very straight and not dirty.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's gardening.
Okay, we can totally just keep going with what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, sometimes people make shapes out of their bushes.
What's the button?
Spacebar.
It's very specific.
Nope, not that. No, the other button.
Oh, hold control and then you can let off left click from there. You can then start. Yep.
Okay, I will then move up here, and that'll be my turn.
Hold on, and you select your character. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right. Your turn being over, it is Zeroji's turn. Zeroji, courtyard-wise, there is no ceiling to this courtyard. It is open to the open sky, so you can absolutely fly around freely.
Oh, hell yeah. In that case, we're going to go 20 feet up. 10 feet this way. My owl. What's his move speed? Oh, actually, you know what? I can move another 30 because we're not actively in combat at the moment. Owl can move 60, 120 feet. Owl's gonna go hang out on this comfy couch over here. Oop. Damn it.
All right. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
Nope.
Okay. That brings up whoever's next after that, which I think is Liz. Liz, what are you doing?
All three of them rolled above a 20. I got a 7.
I rolled a nat 20 and I'm still slower than Fen.
Well, yeah, you see.
No, we don't.
Man, I remember 4th edition, where it was very good to actually pick up feats to get higher initiative, and then in 5th edition, like literally the only way you ever raise your initiative is just by going into Dex.
There's something for raising your initiative.
There's a feat for it, and then there's also like items that will do so, but the feat is terrible in 5th edition compared to what you lose to get it.
Yeah.
Dash to go up here. And that'll be
All
my turn.
right. That'll bring up Xavier then.
I'm gonna go control click. I'm just gonna go look at this thing. And then I will wait for everyone else to make their move.
Was that a dash?
Yes.
Okay. Passively, you notice that it looks like some type of tool, it is actually moving right now. It's actually doing, each of the circles is rotating around. They are not clipping with each other at all. However this device is working, each of the circles, each of the hollow discs, or whatever you want to call it, are rotating. Looks pretty cool to look at, and on the inside of the hollow disc you see a very translucent image, and you can't make out the image at the moment.
Interesting.
So that will bring up Fen. Your turn again.
Perspective question: Is this a wall? It's very hard to.
Yeah, it's a wall.
Okay.
Actually, I don't actually know why I made the lights that way. Hold on. I don't think you can actually see outside the map.
No,
Okay.
it ends like right here.
Yeah. Then I had no reason to have the lights be 180 degrees.
Yeah, because it
They
was a little
keep their
confusing
360ness.
of like, okay, there's definitely like a different, it goes grass to stone, so it might be a wall, but perspective wise, it's really hard to tell. Okay. So didn't be gonna go inspect the statue.
Yeah.
This right here.
Give me an investigation.
17.
It looks like a person of regal stature is sitting Indian style, with their arms resting lightly on their lap, and they're looking out with a focused intent. The person is a high elf.
Race, right?
What?
What?
Nothing.
Oh, well, I mean, it could be an elf that's high.
He's got too much focus to be that kind of high elf.
Does anything seem off about the statue? Like any dust that shouldn't be disturbed, kind of thing?
The other thing, in one of his hands that is resting on his lap, you do see a wand. It is also, it's not like a real wand, it is a part of the statue. It's also made of gold.
But nothing seems like out of place or anything.
Doesn't seem to at the moment.
Okay. Right, because it's not midnight yet. Shit. We also don't know if it's going down in some hidden place or. Go 45. There. And that'll be my turn.
Alrighty, is Oroji.
Hmm. About how high up is the head of this statue?
How high up is the head of the statue? Each statue is about 10 feet tall.
Okay, my owl's gonna land on top of it.
Except for the one that's sitting. That one is about half that height. Actually, there's two that are sitting.
Okay, and I 60. Fly over this way.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
All right, that brings up Liz.
I think she'll go up to the fountain and try and investigate that, see if anything looks weird about it.
All right, give me an investigation. Hot damn, plus 11.
And I rolled a 3.
You do hear the faint trickle of water. It's very calming and soothing. It actually makes you want to sit on one of the benches nearby just to listen to it for a little bit. It is that calming. You're not compelled to. It's just a thought you had.
I think that'll be my turn.
Xavier.
I will dash again, but to here this time. Inspect whatever the fuck this is. Passively, of course.
Looks like a harp.
This?
It does. Both, why not?
Yeah. It is a harp, and it looks like the harp is with one of the lay down bed type things so that the person playing can do so while being supremely comfy.
It's not playing itself, is it?
No. It is
Perfect.
quiet. There is no one there to play it unless you want to attempt.
I would not.
No, it's not playing itself, but there's music coming from it. Right. Wait.
Yeah, you hear the chocobo theme.
One of the two chocobo wranglers is just invisible playing it.
I'd believe it.
So that was passively. You're just garnering the vaguest of details about it because you don't have a good passive perception as far as I'm aware.
I think it's average. Yeah.
Which is it's the same with your investigation and the same with what you did with this globe over here.
Pretty much.
Okay. So you're just getting minor details and moving on. Got it.
Yeah. I don't recall
Fen,
exactly where the artifact is, so
Fen, that
in
brings
this
you up
garden.
again.
Investigate statue.
All right.
23.
So this statue is actually on a pedestal. It's not closer to the ground like the others are. And as you're looking closer at this pedestal and at the statue is of a wood elven archer. Also pretty noble looking, but for a different reason. She looks slightly wild in appearance, but the demeanor with which the statue has her carrying herself is very dignified. Where she is looking is also with an intense focus, and while her bow is knocked and not drawn back, it does seem like she is looking in a particular direction. And as you look at the base of the pedestal some more, you actually catch a split halfway through the pedestal from like the ground up. There's a split that basically cuts the pedestal in half, and then the other half of the pedestal goes from there. The pedestal is made of stone.
But that was my action.
Yes.
So I will wait here.
All right.
Yeah, it's my turn.
That brings up Zeroji.
This is the place where the meeting is supposed to happen, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself. Just in preparation, because that lasts an hour, doesn't it? Yeah, it's up to an hour.
Okay.
So we're just gonna do that. And kind of just chill after we move.
Oh right, Zeroji wanted a cloak of displacement, but they're 60,000 gold.
They're 5,000 gold.
60,000 gold.
Jesus. Alright, and then I'm gonna just move to a random location. Here's good. Here's good, and then we'll fly up a little bit higher in the air. Perfect. My owl's just gonna keep chilling on the statue's head.
Nothing else?
Hasn't- No, it's pretty good for me. Just, I've got mage armor going, I've got invisibility going.
Really making sure you're protected.
I'm in just a random location in the middle of the courtyard. I'm feeling pretty good that I won't die immediately.
Probably sit over the bushes in
So-
case you get knocked out and you can fall into something soft.
Those have thorns. Those are roses.
Avoid the thorns. I don't know.
Yes, unconsciously avoid the thorns.
Yeah,
Just dodge. Easy.
Liz,
Shield
Yeah.
them, bro.
Alfir knows all about dodging while unconscious. And falling from great heights.
Alfir was conscious when Alfir fell. Just
Well, not for
at
long.
the end of the fall.
Since it didn't look like Fen moved after getting to the statue, Liz is gonna go over here and ask what he found.
Think the statue might rotate, but I'm not sure.
Can Liz try and rotate it?
Yeah, you still have your action. Give me a strength check. You do not move it in the slightest.
Are you sure it can move?
It's a guess, but I think so.
If it can, we might need to get Xavier over here to help.
Well, thankfully, he's right over here.
Just watch
far
Xavier
enough.
dash somewhere else. And then hardly look at it and then dash somewhere else again. Xavier!
Do I hear them talking about me? Or would they have tried to call me over?
We would have called you over.
Xavier, instead of running around the courtyard, come take a look at this.
Alright, but I have to move exactly 35 feet with my
Why?
dash.
Better take a look at this cliche.
Hello, what is this? A statue.
Well, I noticed something, and I think the statue might rotate, but I'm not sure.
I couldn't get it to budge, but I'm not all that strong.
I'll try. With what I assume is a strength check.
Yes.
Does that work?
Whether the
So
statue
Xavier
actually moves or not, it moves.
you use brute force to get the statue to move, and indeed it does presumably rotate on its axis at the point where it's cut in half, it looks like. However, it very quickly locks up as well, as if, yes, it does potentially rotate. You got it to nudge a little bit, but there seems to be some sort of mechanism that would actually be what makes it rotate instead of you trying to brute force the heavy statue in the way that you're doing it.
Okay.
It nudged. Got it.
So we're right, but also wrong. Cool. Fuck.
That would be my turn. Though I think it's interesting that it's looking very, very intently at those bushes that I can't see Zeroji standing over.
Think, yeah. I don't know which way she's actually supposed to look, but almost, yeah.
Or it's like she's looking at Zeroji, perhaps. Maybe about to let loose an arrow, by chance.
Zeroji, you feel an imminent threat from a statue.
If it is pointing 40 feet in the air, I will be upset.
Well, its bow's not pointed yet, but it could be looking up there.
It's true sight. Okay, so from the statue over on the wall and this statue, they all intently look in a direction, or those two intently look in a direction. Do all of them look intently in the direction, and are they all looking forward? As in, these statues are, like such?
Yeah, they're all currently looking forward, the 6 statues on the outside. If that's what you mean. And this statue is also looking in the direction it is looking.
Okay. Something turns this.
I wonder if the other statues turn.
Well, I'm wondering if it's the statues, the fountain, or the spinny thing.
Yeah,
But
Xavier,
you
you ran
checked,
by the spinning
right?
thing. What did you notice anything about it?
It spins.
And
I didn't look at
not,
it too
may or
closely.
may not be a translucent thing that he could not make out on the inside of the spinning.
I assumed it was some rich person shit.
What?
Liz face palms.
Sighing the whole way.
Just like a massive that Xavier can definitely hear.
21 investigation.
You very quickly make out that you see in that translucent image a vision that looks like it's somewhere in this courtyard, and from what you can determine, you catch a glimpse. I'm gonna actually draw here. This drawing? No, this is drawing. Okay, there we go. And the glimpse you catch is like right there as it hits the wall.
But
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say like right there. I'm kidding. It's right. It's right here.
might be drawing a line here. I'm wondering. Is that about straight?
As you look away from the translucent image to the statue, and then to where it might be looking, you think you've nailed it.
It's got something to do with this.
Maybe try turning that.
I can't yet. I'm limited in my ability to do things until other people do things. And then I might try it.
Okay.
Cannot pass my turn, but that is my turn.
All right. That brings up Zeroji.
I'm just
higher
gonna
in another random direction.
perception. Just gonna keep an eye out. Out generally, particularly at the two entrances for anyone that seems to be headed this way.
That seems to be heading this way.
Kind of just playing eyes while the party investigates.
It is still a very sparse courtyard. There's no one besides you guys, and you hear the faint trickling of the fountain as well. The torch flickering, the one closest to you, you sort of hear, but it's not as loud as the fountain. And you don't hear or see anyone from either of the entryways.
Okay.
A soft gust of wind flows by you, and it feels pretty soothing on your flying form.
All right, I'm gonna move a little bit out of path. And
Man, he's really worried about random things.
go there. That seems nice. My owl will also be keeping an eye out, so I'm fine with not. You know what? It's, what is it? D20 plus 3 with advantage. Yeah. Advantage. Keep higher. Plus 3. What? Wow. Way to go, owl. You must have got distracted by a mouse or some shit.
Your owl does not notice anything out of the ordinary that you hadn't already noticed.
Okay.
That brings up Liz.
I will start making my way over to where Fen is, and then I guess I'll do a perception check as well, just to keep an eye out. And roll low.
Well, you are not Zeroji's familiar, so you don't really have the ability to say your owl doesn't notice anything that you didn't already notice, so you just didn't really notice anything out of the ordinary that you didn't already notice. Wait, what? You're very keyed in on that fountain trickling, though.
I think he wants us to investigate the fountain.
I'm getting that impression.
Or it's just what you hear.
Might
Because
just
it's
be
a trickling fountain.
But actually, it's not.
But actually. Alright. That brings up Xavier then. Where will Xavier dash off to now?
Oops, I'm still drawing. My bad. Let me get off of this tool real quick. All right. To these bushes, of course, because that's where the statue is looking. I'd love to inspect these bushes.
Give me an investigation.
Wow.
Fuck.
Xavier, in what's becoming like a Xavier fashion at this point, kind of overdoes what he just attempted there, and literally sticks his head all the way inside the bushes. Doesn't even like try to spread the bushes apart with his hands first. Just head right in. Got a mask on, it's fine. And as he looks in, he scares a couple sparrows off as they fly out of the bushes.
They were fucking.
I didn't say that.
It's implied.
It's not the implication.
Okay, there were a few sparrows, not just a couple.
I don't think you're stopping this. You're gonna make it worse.
Orgy.
Other than that, Xavier, you don't really see anything other than the sparrows that you just scared off.
Nice. Maybe those birds are the secret.
Maybe those birds are what the statue's looking at.
Fen, your turn.
I'm gonna try and turn the thing.
As you reach your hand over to basically stop the momentum of the rotating discs, you stop one of them, and then instead of just stopping one of them, all three of them stop.
Mhm.
And then the statue rotates to look straight down. I don't know if you can see my ruler. You probably can't see my ruler.
Yeah. But past the
it's
fountain,
looking
basically.
straight down. Yeah, basically at the fountain.
And then I let it go.
It doesn't rotate anymore.
Oh, okay.
The translucent image you see is looking past the fountain towards the entryway.
Do we hear anything?
You just heard the statue rotate.
Okay. So it's in the fountain, right?
It's up to you guys. Do you
Okay.
try to do anything more with the device?
Yes.
Like what?
Well, so after stopping the momentum, it turned the statue, right? And
Correct.
if it let off, does it like keep going, or do I have to like activate it again?
The momentum has stopped. It is no longer moving.
I'll try to move it again.
How do you try to move it again? Do you like flick it so that it starts moving on its own again, or do you just try moving it yourself?
Initially, would try and flick it and have it move on its own again.
When you flick it and try to move it on its own again, the statue begins rotating in a circle as all three of the discs begin to also rotate or spin around each other, and the statue continues to rotate around a circle until the three discs slowly come back to a stop. And then the statue stops as well. It is now looking this direction.
Gonna try and get the statue to rotate back to where it was facing down.
It starts facing down when all three of the discs are vertically oriented with each other.
And then try and like basically hold all three and rotate the whole thing.
Impossible to do so, as all three rotate in the directions that they do. It very quickly is larger than your hand. Or both hands. Not to mention trying to weave your own hands over and under the mechanism as it is spinning to rotate how you want it to. However, the device does rotate quite easily as you do it, and when you got it to look back down and then you were doing it to get it to slightly move, it does do so slightly, so it will take a long time to do so, but you can eventually do what you want it to do, just not as easily as you were thinking it would be.
What?
In other words, you can't just like keep your hands on the device to keep it rotating easily enough. It would go too slowly, and plus you just can't keep your hands on the device on all three of the discs.
I think that was a miscommunication. Because you said
But
whenever it was looking south, all three
Uh-huh.
discs were aligned vertically.
Correct.
And I was talking about like holding the three discs like a steering wheel, and like you're gonna push the steering wheel, the whole thing, on the.
Oh, I need a strength check.
Okay. Oh boy. What?
While a sufficiently strong strength check, you go to turn the device more like a steering wheel, or like to basically get it to look how you want it to look through any of the other things, and it does not do so. It is stuck to the ground and does not rotate or anything.
I think we're on the same page. Because I'm not turning it like you would normally a steering wheel, but like trying to push the wheel like.
Yeah, you're trying to like get it to face where you want it to face. So you're like walking around the device to also get it to face how you want. Sort of like that is what you're intending, right?
No,
No.
no, I don't.
So are you trying to get it to rotate like on the horizontal axis while keeping all three of the discs kept vertically?
Yes.
That is what I mean. You cannot do that.
Okay.
I was trying to show you through moving your character with it. Maybe that would have worked.
I was like, okay, I still don't know if we're on the same page. I don't know how to describe this properly. But yeah, if all of them are vertically lined up, I figured that would have something to do with it. Like, okay, the statue's in the right position, but you have to activate something else, and by rotating them while they're on the vertical axis, on the horizontal axis would do something. Okay, that no work.
And that brings up Zeroji's turn.
Another perception roll. This one is more understandable.
A little less detail than you had last time, pretty much.
How the hell?
Same with the bird.
What's wrong with my bird?
The fact that it is only a +3, so even with advantage, it's not going to be that high all the time.
I suppose.
Liz. Oh, Zeroji moved. He's trying to be random. He's also 50 feet in the air now.
Since Sven seems to be dealing with that, I think Liz will go back to the fountain and try and take a closer look at it.
Okay. Jeebus.
Really did take
God.
a closer look at it.
Damn.
Pretty sure Liz took skill on her last level up. Or skill
What
expert or something.
the DM just says, it's a goddamn fountain. Holy shit.
You see a lot of intricate elven trace line work, or elven like laced line work, in
That's like all of my problems today.
in gold that is emblazoned all across the front and the top of the fountain.
All gone.
But other than being a very
intricate,
intricate looking fountain, you don't see anything else out of the ordinary.
I'll just
And nothing in the bottom
restart
of it.
the whole damn thing.
Yeah, it's bottomless.
Oh, I fucked up.
No, you don't see anything in the bottom of it. So you just see a white bottom to the fountain floor.
Okay. Guess that's my turn.
Xavier.
Oh.
Any more bushes you'd like to inspect?
I've inspected the proper number of bushes, I think.
We've only
I like how
inspected
Liz
the one.
meandered around to where she was actually sitting on a bench.
Yeah.
I believe I've inspected anything in this area that piques my interest. So until Zeroji tells us that someone's around, I'm gonna join over here. Oh wait, no, I have to be. My control button broken? Oh, that's what's up. I have to be on this side to be on the bench, so I'm gonna do that.
You can be on the side, you're fine.
But I'm
You're
not
on the bench.
Okay.
Here, I got you, man. Is it this button? No.
I think
This
Alt?
button? There
Is
we
it-
go.
Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Is
It's
it this
Control
one?
Shift or
Yes.
Alt. You just gotta go through
Nailed it. First try.
them. At the top of the turn order, you Zeroji, since you're on the lookout for it, even with your low perception that last roll, you see a smallish woman with red hair come down these stairs with what looks to be some shears in her hands.
Please don't fireball her before we know what's gonna happen.
My owl is gonna hoot to alert the party.
The girl as well actually looks up a bit startled at hearing the hoot. And she's like, "Oh, we don't get many of you here. How are you, young owl?
The owl will hoot.
Would you like some food? I have some nuts and berries, maybe."
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah! It's been days.
And she takes out some nuts and berries from one of her pockets on her smock and feeds them to the owl.
I'll take the offering and retreat back to the statue.
Very pretty owl. I wonder how it got in here, or why it's in here. And she just kind of thinks to herself on that as she actually moves over to this bush, and then actually begins the job of gardening.
Huh.
Well,
Fen, your turn.
that's inconvenient.
Seems kind of late to be gardening.
Yeah, no, that's more of the problem. Yes, actually. Why the fuck is she gardening at midnight?
Royals don't like the help to be seen. God, I have to pee again.
What race is she?
Huh. I shit you not, she's right outside your view.
She walked down the steps this way, right?
No, she's right. I don't know if you can see my ping, but she's like right over here.
Oh, she's up there.
Yeah.
Amy. What's blocking my vision? Are these plans counting?
No, it's literally just outside your line of sight. It is dark out, and your dark vision doesn't extend there until you're actually like able to extend into it as well with the help of the torches. So like the torches only emanate so far. You can still only see as far as your dark vision without the help of torches, basically.
I'm taking a nice look at the statue. What race is she?
What race is she?
Yes.
She appears to be a wood elf.
That makes more sense.
This is just a passive, right?
Yeah.
What is your passive?
17.
17.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, fine. We'll make it an act. 26. It only took my movement and my bonus to get there, so. Do I get any more information?
Yes. You definitely get more information.
Mm-hmm.
As you did that unstealthily, she obviously knows that you were there as well now, and when she looks up at you, you see that her eyes are glowing red. Faintly. Not like overtly like, whoa, bam! Just a faint red glow to them. And she says, "Oh, hello. What might bring you to the castle tonight?"
Oh, just was out for a evening stroll and decided to stop by and look at the courtyard.
It is open to all. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Have we met anyone that had like glowing eyes? Really trying to think, and I got nothing as to what that would indicate.
You are. How about this? I will let you pick between nature, arcana, or religion, and you can roll one of them. Since you are clueless, I will let you pick.
24 nature.
So he picks the highest.
Pick the one that I actually have it all.
You basically search your memory banks for anything in the wild that could do something like this, and while it is like a common thing when the light of the moon hits a nocturnal creature's eyes in a certain way that they'll do something like this, it doesn't seem like this woman's eyes are of, this type of nature. They aren't making that type of exact glow where you could see the ominous glow of like a hunter hunting its prey type of deal.
What?
So all right, so put it in an easier perspective. You know how you can see like the glows of eyes at night just because of any refracting light or reflecting light off of anything? And they'll hit the eyes the same way, and then they can sometimes have like a reddish glow to them, or even like a lightish golden glow to them.
Yes.
Cat eyes glow creepy.
Cat eyes do be creepy at night.
So that's what your nature check was coming in line with. It's not matching up with anything like what this woman's eyes are glowing, is what I was getting at.
Right.
Basically, it's not a natural thing.
It's
since
not
that's
a
what you
natural
search for.
thing. Okay. I don't know. Through the explanation and everything, it was like, okay, I'm on the same page. I'm on the same page. And I was like, wait, doesn't that contradict what he just said? I'm lost now.
And then just another detail. Maybe another detail. Xavier, has anyone except for Zeroji in the party seen you without your mask?
We've eaten together a few times, so probably.
All right, I have played Tales of Arise. I know it's apparently possible to eat through the mask.
I mean, if we're gonna allow that, I'm down.
That is up to you.
I'd say
gotta-
no then.
He's got a couple pins, and then it's actually a jawed mask. So he pulls the pins out, and then the mask opens, so he can put food in.
Or even just lift it up enough to reach the mouth, so maybe we've seen the bottom of his face, but not his eyes or something.
I grew up in a magic castle. I'm sure that I could have access to something to help me create a mask that lets me eat through it.
Either way, if he's deeming that you have seen his face, then you also know that Xavier isn't Asamar, and his eyes also give off a faint glow of a sort of color.
But I think they'd see that because I have to look through the mask anyway.
Well, your mask can actually have covered slits that wouldn't reveal the glow, but you could still see through it. Unless you are deeming that those slits are revealing.
I'd like the slit to be revealing. I'm
Okay.
not trying to hide who I am, just other
Then what
reasons
the
for
fuck
it.
is the point of the mask? I thought it was to cover up the glowy eyes.
It's an Asimar. It's specifically my type of Asimar thing.
Okay.
Let me go find the description.
Okay, so do the Asimar eyes line up with the glow, or don't line up with this glow?
They also don't line up with the glow.
Okay, so something's weird. Got it. Well, that's my turn. Yep. Don't like that.
She's still trimming the bushes as she opens up conversation. So how long have you been in Lorwell?
A year or so?
Oh yeah? How do you like it here so far? It's pretty, isn't it?
It's different than what I'm used to, but not bad.
What are you used to?
That's a little more complex than is worth explaining.
You're a silly one. You come up with complicated answers for simple questions.
Not wrong.
She chuckles at that. Zero G, it's your turn. Fan, what was your first? It was 26. Okay, at the chuckle, you notice another key detail, and that is that she has some elongated canines.
Does she seem to have noticed me?
No.
Oh God.
She's still just sharing the bushes, just trimming them up, making sure they look pretty.
I'm gonna land on this thing. Preferably quietly.
You are now 30 feet.
Okay.
The peak is 40 feet.
We'll go for the. No, I'm good here. Here's fine.
Alright, anything else with your turn, Zeroji?
Nope. Well, I guess my owl can do another perception check. Might as well.
Anything in particular, or just to like keep a lookout?
Keep a lookout.
Alright, other than the new presence, you don't notice anything else out of the ordinary.
Nice.
Liz, your turn.
I think Liz will just stay sitting here, but can just listening intently to the conversation and making sure nothing bad happens.
Alright, Xavier, your turn.
Do I hear this conversation happening up north?
It's pretty quiet to you. You can make out bits and pieces of it. Same with Liz, but you do hear the gist of it.
I
Fen
hear
has
there's another
obviously seen.
person here.
Fen obviously is aware that someone else is here as well. The owl did hoot pretty loudly for the rest of you to also be aware something was up.
Alright, this statue that conveniently is all the way behind this bush. It's got a lot more interesting. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Fun fact: if you are off the grid and you use that to move, you stay off the
I
grid.
noticed.
That's weird.
You do anything else with your turn, Xavier?
Other than just like look at the statue, no. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll find anything special because I think I saw someone else looking at it earlier. But
All right, give me an investigation.
actually, I want to perceive to see if I can hear anyone else walking in or around.
Okay. Give me that instead, then.
I accidentally closed. Oh no, that's not the right page. Okay, cool. Perception.
Nothing really out of the ordinary. You're basically smack dab in the middle of the place now. So you hear the fountain that you just walked away from, and the rustling of the bushes and the slight breeze that passes through every now and then.
Alright.
The girl moves this way, still trimming the bushes. She basically does stop at this square though, and continues trimming the bushes along the line that she was already going in.
Hmm.
And she continues conversation with you, and she goes, "So what's been your favorite part about Larwell so far?"
Favorite?
Yeah, like, do you like the hotel, the like restaurant bar thing that they got going on? Do you like anywhere in the market district in particular? Have you liked the designs of the nobles' mansions? Any of that stuff?
Well, the designs of the Noble's Mansion is pretty nice. And the restaurant bar got some good wine. And I will act as if I'm inspecting, like just looking over details of the statue and go this way.
She actually gets a bit excited. She goes, "You've had their wine? How is it? I've never had it before."
You should definitely try it. It's very good.
I can't afford it. She kind of looks a bit sad at that. Turns back around and continues her job though, since you've went around the statue away from her.
Now that I think she's a vampire, I don't want her close.
You hear just like la 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 la.
Hmm.
Zerodi.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Um,
As I said, she's like right here-ish. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do that. There we go. Now we have someone to put there.
I don't see little fangs though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put exactly what it might or might not be on the board for you right now.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? It could be a friendly vampire. I have my doubts. I also feel a little sad that she hasn't tried the wine. But if she's a vampire, eh.
how professional does her trimming of bushes look?
How much do you know about the trimming of bushes?
Depends on the type of bush.
A lot.
Oh my god!
I know a lot about the trimmings of bushes.
Fucking expert over here.
Give me a perception check of her skill at advantage.
Oh, I'm good.
Or investigation check. It doesn't matter. You already rolled
Oh,
perception.
investigation is higher.
Well, you already caught it with perception, anyways. Her skill looks to be what would be on par for a groundskeeper, a gardener.
Okay. So she's probably legit or is really good at pretending.
Is a 100% a vampire groundskeeper.
I mean, I feel
You're
like she'd be
100% a
able to.
groundskeeper.
Anything else with your turns, Oroji? You still have movement left and a
No,
bonus action, but
just gonna keep chilling out up here where it's nice and safe, and I can cast a spell and be invisible still.
okay. Was it greater invisibility that you cast, or just invisibility?
No, I'm still currently invisible. If I cast a spell, it'll break the invisibility, but
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Liz.
my sentence was ambiguous.
I will keep sitting here, but just keep an ear on things. Just trying to keep wary.
Xavier.
Alright, sorry, I'm back. Ugh.
Xavier.
Alright. Yes. I will. So this meeting was supposed to be happening in here. What time is it now?
It's
Again?
probably around like 11:30ish.
Oof. I'm gonna start making my way towards that couch because it looks comfy enough to sit on for half an hour.
You just hear this gardener humming to herself, basically.
If she looks over at me, I'll give her a slight nod, but other than that, I'll let her do her thing.
Alrighty. That brings up Fen. And Fen, you notice the gardener stops what she's doing and looks over at Xavier as well now and goes, I'm not making you guys uncomfortable, am I?
Oh, you're
I
fine.
I can leave if you would prefer.
I'm assuming that I grew up with people who did this. So, I mean,
Oh yeah, you're definitely familiar with groundskeepers.
yeah. Oh, you're fine. You keep doing your thing.
Inches ass.
She goes back to her homing and says, okay, and continues trimming the bushes. What's your turn, Fen? Or what are you doing for your turn, Fen?
Not fucking with the statue. There's a vampire groundskeeper here now. I don't know.
Are all of you just gonna be kind of like sitting and waiting type of deal until she moves on?
I actually do have an idea. I would like to move down here.
Okay.
Fucking with that. Wow. No. I would like to stealthily apply a poison
Okay.
to this.
To that?
Yes.
Is it like a poison? Most poisons need to enter the bloodstream in order to become effective. So explain what this poison is and what it does.
Well, I'm no poisonologist. Um,
What do you want it to do?
Paralytic poison on contact.
Alrighty. And you trained in the poisoner's kit. That was what you did on your year off, right?
I think that was a forgery kit because
Did you already
I
have
was
the poisoner's kit?
I was already
technically?
yeah, I was already trained in the poisoner's kit.
Okay. I know you have made poisons in the past, but did you specifically make this one before, or for this instance, you'll say that you have, type of thing?
I've actually specifically made a paralytic poison, but it was something to be like dipped on the end of an arrow or something like that. So I'd have to make a new one, which if that's something
I
that
will
I
say over the course of the year, you would have had time to do so. That is not a problem.
yeah. I would have expanded on like what poisons I could make, and different applications for them.
Okay, so you know, because this is not an on-contact poison, that it will be weaker by far, so the usual effect that it would have is greatly diminished to only last around like 1d4 rounds, if that. So as you apply the poison onto the discs, give me a d4. That'll be, if anyone else touches it in the future, that'll be how many rounds they are affected by the poison, as long as the poison remains on those discs.
I could also use a dagger to make some make some like little pointy edges. So if someone were to grab it, they would get a little cut.
Oh, you want to nick it?
Yeah, basically like just barely nick it so that it's just whenever you grab something that's metal and the edge isn't quite uh fully filed and you get like a little cut, kind of like that. If that would help increase the effectiveness, otherwise I'm fine with the 1d4.
You look at the material that it's made out of, and since it seems like it is of a pure gold, you imagine that you probably could nick it quite easily. Gold is a pretty pliable material, but at the same time, because of the type of device that this is, you're not and the fact that it didn't bend even with the exertion that you gave it earlier, and larger gold objects are more prone to being able to bend at least a little bit. This one didn't bend at all. You can attempt to nick it. You're not sure of your success chance for it, though. Ever changing might have other words to say about that.
I'll stick with the die 4. Sadness.
I mean, hey, if someone still touches it, that's still
Yeah.
paralyzation for a round in combat. As long as they don't save.
Which I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's low. Poisons
Alright.
are sad.
But it goes with the character. Zeroji, it's your turn. Girl starts humming the tune to the Lost Woods. La 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 la.
I don't think there's anything else I can do. Pretty content with just chilling until whatever else happens. I'm gonna do another perception check though. We're gonna keep an eye on the person here, and then my bird will keep an eye on the doors.
Okay. You very clearly hear the Lost Woods tune. Your owl hoots as it hears some clacks coming from this entryway, potentially further off in the distance since it can't seem to see what's in there, but it can hear current. Actually, no, it only has advantage on sight perception, doesn't it?
Sight and sound.
Sight and sound?
Oh, yeah, hearing or sight. Yep. All
Okay.
advantage perception checks that rely on hearing or sight.
Okay, just making sure then. Then yeah, it hears some quacks coming down the hall from this way. What seems to be further in the castle, but coming towards this direction.
It will hoot once more.
Only Zeroji actually knows what the fuck that means. Liz!
Since Liz doesn't know what the hooting's supposed to stand for, she'll just kind of look around but stay where she is.
Your armor is active now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Xavier.
I'll finish making my way to the couch. And then I will wait and see if anything happens in the general vicinity of what I can see or sense.
The girl looks over at you and actually asks, "Do you play?" You can't see like the pupils of her eyes, obviously, because her eyes glow red, but she does. Her eyes do seem a bit brighter, looking over with interest at you now sitting at the couch.
My father tried to get me to play some instruments when I was younger. Unfortunately, I never got too good with any of them.
Aw, I was hoping for a good tune. Something to accompany my humming.
Oh, I could play, but I can promise it would probably not be a good tune.
I'll pass then, you're okay.
It just seemed more comfortable than the benches near the fountain.
That brings up Fen again. Fen again, Fen again.
Again.
But also with Fen again, you see Zeroji specifically sees, I should say. If this works. Whoop. There we go. Eh? Ah, there we go. Just trying to make sure where the squares are.
He looks like a cupcake.
Look. You see this person walk up and get down the stairs to about there and say, "Trishula, there's plenty more to do than just gardening right now. We'll take care of that later. Come back inside." And she looks around. "Oh, but we actually have guests. I was going to try to trim up the courtyard to look neat for them." And he goes and looks around. "Oh, there is someone at the harp. Do they play?" And she goes, "Sadly, no. But okay, I'm coming, master."
What's this guy look like? Anything like stand outy?
I bet you probably have.
The most standout part of him is that his eyes also glow a slight red at this moment, only because of the way you are looking. He doesn't know you're there. But to the person that can't actually see him right now. Oh, well,
He's also
the
a
other thing you
vampire.
do recognize is from the angle that you are looking at him from, you've seen him about town already, so you know in a sense what this person looks like. And this person definitely from the side you can see the angle that you can see him on right now, you didn't really see his face clearly, but he looks like Lyric.
Cool. Mhm. That's fine.
And Trishula obeys and walks back inside.
Wait, are we at his manor? Are we near his manor?
No, you're at the castle. So
Okay.
something I should mention about the nobility here is that while most of the nobles and the magistrates have manors and mansions, many of them also just live in the castle because it's where many of the proceedings of the day-to-day business are taken care of anyways, and they lead as a group. Him being a part of the group, it seems like he has also chosen to just currently live in the castle. At least given that back and forth. Ba-ding.
I'm gonna go over here in stealth and 24 stealth.
You're
Yeah,
still not close enough to see him.
that's turn. That's okay. I don't want him to see me.
Sadly, he actually calls out to the knight and he says, "You were the one that followed me this morning. I thank you for not killing my servant."
Internally, I might have killed the vampire groundskeeper. She was just doing her job. If anything, I feel bad for her.
I am assuming since you are here, you all have business to conduct with me?
Fuck, are we fighting a vampire? Internal. Definitely was internal.
Definitely internal. It's all internal.
I got a good stealth roll. I'm keeping this shit.
Fen just having an internal monologue with himself.
Someone else talk.
Unfortunately, since you have followed me this morning, I have not had the resources to gather more information about you, but I assume you are behind the bush over there. I did see you walk over there, so you're not going to surprise me if you come out. Now, really, the rest of you, gather up. Tell me what this is about. Why are you following me?
They'll never expect it.
You are brought currently out of the turn order to do actions as you see fit.
Shall we? Those of us he can see, unless he can see Zeroji, which I now realize I even cannot see Zeroji.
Yeah, nobody can see Zeroji that you know of except for Zeroji, who can't see himself. He just knows he's there.
Yep,
Does he?
just chilling out. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Liz will look over to Xavier and kind of motion to say, "Are we going?"
Guess we could. I mean, we should chat with him. I think he is here. And,
Guess we'll head over then.
up just on the right side of this here statue.
Goes through the fountain.
Go through the statue. Hello, is Fen? Are you That's not the direction I was expecting you to go. Oh, there you
Hello.
are. I actually couldn't see you earlier. I mean, Zeroji. Like, I couldn't see his icon.
Will your
Okay.
also stealthy friend be joining us?
I can't control him as much as I would like, so I can't say for certain.
Heard that.
Did you say you were chasing him this morning? Or he was... What was that?
He did decide to follow me this morning, yes.
Interesting.
We had heard some rumors about someone planning to steal stuff, and he overheard something about an item you were talking about, so we figured it might be somewhere here, but hoping to try and stop it before it happened.
To stop what? My selling of an artifact, or someone stealing my artifact?
Someone stealing the
The
artifact.
stealing, yeah. We're more interested in the thief than the artifact itself.
Mm-hmm. So is this why you are currently in the courtyard around the time of my transaction?
Yes.
That didn't sound super sure.
Sorry. Yes, that is why we are here.
Sir, you may have escaped me this morning, but I can clearly see you now. Please come out from behind the statue.
But I rolled a 24.
Pats him on the shoulder. Good try. Which I guess she has to kind of reach up for.
Crumble, crumble, crumble.
Alright. Now, enough with the charade of the following and the stealth and the, the slight attempts on each other's lives. You are here because I am selling an artifact. How did you come about this information? Also, I wish I could settle on a direct voice for him because I've changed it like 4 times now.
I thought you were gonna go with German for him, to be honest, because it's like von Tickelstein or whatever his name is.
Von Tickelstein?
Von Alstein.
On Diddlestein?
Diddle diddle.
He must have a German accent.
Only he's evil, right? That's the shtick.
Only if he's evil.
We just heard about it in passing.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah, I suppose.
The heard about it in passing about the artifact or him being a vampire?
Pass it. The artifact.
Artifact.
I hope the artifact.
We know he's a vampire.
Fairly certain.
People of this town always chatter, especially the nobles.
And that one dude that got his clothes stolen, man, he has so many rumors. It's ridiculous.
Someone had a
I
what stolen?
don't know of whom you speak, but I'll take your word for it.
I wonder how many sets of his clothes have been stolen at this point. It has been a year.
I already proved that I could, so there's not really a reason to do it again.
True.
More than 3 more times at least, though.
Oof.
Once could be a fluke. 3 times is a certainty.
I will be perfectly blunt. I do not wish to fight, and you for sure do not wish to fight me.
I believe you.
Agreed.
So, as to the matter at hand, yes, I am selling an artifact. For a considerable sum, I should say. Now, the artifact in question happens to be a device capable of
Please
certain
remove
cloaking technology that we have acquired from Endress. They seem to be in a realm of their own for technology, and I have garnered a few of their devices over my time here as a magistrate in Larwell.
A cloaking device? That sounds like that would be useful to the person we suspect of stealing this. Do you have any reason to believe why, outside of us knowing about this transaction, anyone else would have ears around the situation?
I just assume nobles talk, they hear of dealings. It's not like I was necessarily trying to keep the fact that I was selling something a secret. The timing obviously just has to fit with the kind of being that I am, hence the time of day.
The type
Expand
of
on
what
that.
that you are?
Say that again? You guys both talked.
The type of what that you are?
I said expand on that.
He gives a wicked smile, and his eyes flash a very deep crimson. And you see, again, another set of long canines that frame his not necessarily gaunt-looking face. It is a rather handsome face, but you can very clearly tell that he is a vampire.
Those suspicions are correct.
Is that the same for the groundskeeper?
She is a servant of mine, yes. There are many in my employ. Which, speaking of, if we did fight and you were for some reason to actually beat me, they would also die, which means she would die.
Think of all the experience.
It's not. Nope.
Nope.
Let's not think of all the experience like that. No.
Sort of.
Bad crit. Bad.
I really hope that didn't. I don't know why you would say that out loud. But I hope you didn't.
Experience.
She is a sweet woman that I have rescued from certain death. And in the experience, I unfortunately had to turn her.
This is more of just curiosity than anything.
I'm just letting you know what's at stake if you decide to go south with this.
What the fuck was that?
It's a cat. I don't see any reason for anything to need to go south.
I can't help but feel I have eyes just penetrating into my backside.
Nope.
I have that effect. I'm sorry.
Definitely don't.
Looks at the owl. It's the owl. It's definitely the owl.
What was your stealth roll earlier, Soroji?
I haven't had to make one since I've been up here.
You casted invisibility and you had a stealth roll to move with it. It was at advantage.
Invisibility. There hasn't been a stealth roll.
Nope.
Apart from mine.
Well, give me one now. You have advantage on it.
All right.
Get that nat 20. Well,
I mean, an
30 works.
unnatural 20 works, right?
I'm
Maybe.
sure it's okay.
I hope.
You hope.
It's probably not enough.
Probably
Oh,
not.
probably.
Oh, it's never enough. Yeah, I can't shake that feeling.
I get it. It happens to me all the time.
And got nothing against you right now. It's just we're hoping to catch the thief in the act,
And more specifically, catch the thief himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's someone that's been on our radar since before we came to Larwell.
How much is the artifact being sold for?
I would like to keep that an undisclosed price.
A lot.
That's fair. It was more of curiosity than anything. And also, if we could just buy it instead. But we don't.
I don't
money.
think we can.
We don't have that much money.
It's probably one of those if you have to ask how much it costs, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Let's just say this technology escaped Endris. Smuggled out, more to speak. So Endris did not want it getting out into the open world.
That would make it rather valuable.
My acquiring of it and selling of it is because I have not been able to garner any further details about it myself. The selling is for the hope that the buyer will be able to accumulate said details and we can work towards a partnership to perhaps strengthen Larwell's own defenses against any future invasions or wars.
Who's the buyer?
Undisclosed.
So you're not meeting
Granted,
here then.
you've seen me talking to someone earlier that was not the buyer, but rather just a servant of the buyer. However, if you choose to remain to hope that this device is not stolen out from under me, you can do so, and you will see who the buyer actually is. Until then, why don't we just walk around towards the fountain and exchange some pleasantries while we wait? We still have, about 15 minutes until they get here.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it's supposed to be a belly rub, you goofball.
He walks towards you guys and past and takes a seat at the far end of one of the benches.
Reaper's gonna want the farther one. And I can't help but notice that I've been
You have
given
plenty of time to move there.
I can't help but notice I've been given a very, very special seat.
A very precarious spot.
Man, the edge of this bench sure feels comfy, guys. I'll give him the respect of not sitting as humanly as possibly far away from him as I can. Because I don't want him to think I'm disrespecting him.
There it is. Okay.
Is that...
You
one
pick
of
up your
your owls?
token and then hold shift and then place
Yeah, you
your
have to hold shift. I forgot to actually say you have to hold shift.
Yeah, you just said all three of them. You're like, one of them has to work, and I'm like, correct.
Nope. There it is.
And then you find it is the shift. So, while I don't know details about all of you individually. I know you travel in a group of 4, usually. Plus,
myself.
This is
plus an owl companion. He points over at the owl.
I didn't realize we made ourselves that known around town, but that is true.
Again, nature of my being, I make it a point to know as many people I can that could potentially be a threat to my existence.
Same.
Can't blame you there.
You say that out loud.
No.
No, Zoroji can't even hear the conversation anymore. He's
Out in the
Okay.
distance, seems
even through his owl, he might not be able to hear the conversation right now.
Just in the middle of the air somewhere you hear same.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
Right.
So, where is the 4th? He says questioningly.
Honestly, I haven't seen him for a while. And
It's true.
It's not a lie.
That is not a lie.
I don't know whether I should be asking if this person is okay or if this person is just being this person normally.
This is pretty normal for him.
He's
Understood.
pretty paranoid because he tends to put himself in situations that gets him hurt a lot.
Literally, there are many options where you could put that does not hit all 4 of us. Also, don't do that.
I'll be fine. Good luck, everyone else.
Oh, this one has a
Finally
radius
have
of 30
evasion.
feet. Oh, you got.
You
I
don't-
got you guys. I 100% have you guys if you need any help.
You don't have to make it bigger. You don't have to cast
No.
anything
Don't worry.
at all.
It's not a fireball. It's not a fireball. Don't worry about it.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Oh, does it not?
Is
No.
it daylight?
It's similar to daylight.
Ugh.
Isn't daylight a cleric spell? I don't think I can take daylight. D5E daylight.
So you said you saved her life, and that's why she is a vampire now. What is that something you do often? Is turn people by saving their life?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Do you often save people and turn them into vampires?
It's sort of a last resort. They tend to need to be on the verge of death for me to give that as an option, and then they tend to accept.
It sounds like the goal is not to turn everybody here.
Not intentionally, no.
So do you have a purpose in mind for Larwell, or are you just living?
To defend against the rising tide that will be endless at some point in our lives.
I don't know much about Endress. Do you have any information to share?
They are the most technologically advanced city on the continent, and much of what they can do can dwarf anything the rest of the races here on Graham have been able to pull off since, well, basically since we've been able to remember. King Da'ark has some plan. While he is remaining quiet for now, it will not remain so forever.
Do you plan on trying to prevent him from hostile intentions. Yeah, I think I phrased that correctly.
Currently, as indirectly as I can, of course. To face him head on would be to pretty much be melted from the mind, inside out.
I'm sure you could, in your time, find people to help. Do you not have assistants elsewhere that would help stand against him if the time comes? 'Cause it
I
sounds like it will, from what you say.
do not think you realize the amount of power King D'Arc has amassed.
I do not. As I said, I don't know much about the town, the city.
Let's just say I've had a hit put out on me before from one of his assassins. And he actually opens up his shirt and reveals a portion of his chest, and as vampires who usually have natural healing, you still see what looks to be a gaping hole practically in the middle of his chest, and he goes, "Just missed my heart. Hasn't been able to heal since."
Interesting.
Something happened with the way I was shot. It felt like it was literally a psychic spike of energy, and the residue left behind has made my power unable to regenerate naturally.
So it sounds like what you're saying is if he does decide to storm the rest of the continent, we're just kind of fucked.
That is currently what we are trying to prevent. There is a coalition being built between all of the major cities, hopefully in secret as of this moment, but
I will not
I am
talk about it.
pretty assured that Endris will have known about our plannings for now and probably just does not care. From what I gather, those that have gone through Endris are usually very unaware of the situation there, or are, unbeknownst to them, mind tricked into believing what they saw was natural as they come out the other side.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se, as they say.
Where?
Exactly.
Exactly.
He keeps saying that, but I don't know what he means by it.
No. What I am getting at is that what I might be doing may be premature. Endris may not attack for centuries, but eventually their power will be near unstoppable. So the more tech of theirs that we get, the more that we can look into it and discern what we can from it, the more we can prepare for the future. We are currently behind and will remain as such. That is something we cannot let stand. Ah! I hear him. Our visitor is arriving.
Oh, I guess we'll end the conversation there.
So, from this door now, or from this entrance, I should say, it is a somewhat familiar figure to people from Riftfell, if only because you are aware of the place that this person is a leader of. And he struts in with a cocky grin on his face, and he looks about and he says, "Oi! I'm here for the artifacts!" And you guys all see none other than Beniaro.
Oh my god.
And we'll call the game there for the night.
Wait, is that Burrito?
No, Beniaro is the leader of the Adventurers Guild that we have set up as our off campaign.
Oh my. Okay. Okay.
Doesn't even
although-
matter if you kill him, he's just gonna respawn. And he's got an army of undead lawyers to fight you.
Wow. Noted.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. I should have known when he said Rift fell, but I didn't connect the dots.
It's like it's either gonna be Delis or it's gonna be Benyaro. I don't know which.
Wasted poison for no reason.
Talker.
Now I'm debating on just leaving it there.
I mean, yeah, you can leave it there and just wait until someone touches it and gets paralyzed, and then pickpocket them. Oh, I guess it's only 6 seconds.
And
That's all he needs.
that's all I need. Strip naked and leave. Don't need to check the pockets when I have the pockets.
Well, obviously I have a map here, so you guys were totally supposed to fight. Hasn't happened yet. It might.
That's what I was expecting, and I was just like, okay,
As
well,
much as I'd love to be eaten alive, quite literally, by a vampire, I'm gonna pass.
really want to fight a vampire yet.
Yet, as in at some point you do want to fight one.
I mean,
If he becomes a threat to the common
Hey,
people,
It's
you know?
okay. I do keep checking if you guys can take on a vampire yet. He's still by far a very deadly encounter.
If I can
there-
get 2 portents that are like really low, I think we can take them.
What were the portents today?
was a 1 and a
Not
7, I think.
low. No, 1 and
no, they
7 were a year ago.
Oh, gotcha.
No, you wiped my 1 and 7, which would have been perfect. It was a 13 and a 15, which are
But
very
he's-
middling.
also not a threat to common society, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
Based on the
that's-
He
conversation.
says he's not a threat to common society. But
Like-
no,
I would like to not randomly attack a person just because of what they are.
I would like to buy a bottle of wine for the vampire groundskeeper.
That is actually pretty sweet.
I'm just gonna keep sitting up here holding my spells.
Good. Keep holding them.
Plus, we're not in his lair. I hope.
Or are we?
Hope.
I mean,
Fen, you're the one that can definitely tell this more than any other. You definitely think that his manor is his lair.
Yeah, no, that would make sense.
Oh yeah, it's where he's got all his bats.
That do make sense.
that do be making sense, though.
Yep. Things be getting.
That's great.
And Zeroji has a lot of classes.
Oh, yeah, those classes are what can take the daylight spell. Wizard, notably, is not among them, even though Sorcerer is.
That's because Sorcerer has Divine Soul, which means they can easily take it now.
It's weird that it's an evocation spell and Wizard can't.
I mean, just because it's an evocation spell doesn't mean that it's not a divine spell. Like, there's still divine and arcane triggers, too.
But you can also get Sickening Radiance as a Wizard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Had a few things lined up for these interactions, so we'll see what happens. This is pretty great so far.
I'm assuming that he didn't notice me, or if he did, he just doesn't care.
Do you think a CR 13 has any reason to care about you?
Go with maybe, depending on what spells I have prepared.
I hope I have a high enough wisdom save.
Okay, so I just have to say that it is a CR 13 with both legendary resistance and legendary actions. You sure?
My wisdom save's high enough. I'd hate to kill the party.
It's true.
Legendary
There is that.
Yeah.
He gets 3 of those a day, right?
Resistance is 3 times a day, but he also has plenty of other tools in his tool belt.
Yeah, and actions, it's a roll to see if he gets it back at the end of each one of his turns, I believe.
No, he can. If it's the one you're talking about charm, right?
Specifically talking about legendary actions, because I
Oh,
think
the legendary actions.
they have so many.
The legendary actions He gets 3 legendary actions per turn, getting them all back at the start of his turn. Resistances, however, are just 3 times a day. Charm, however, is a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw. Be prepared if you do tend to fight him.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
I have his character sheet up right now.
The only benefit is I have advantage against being charmed.
And if you're within Xavier's aura, it is pretty likely that you won't be charmed, I don't think.
Oh, if I,
Wiz
don't
doesn't
have a-
really. After
don't
this
have a high wisdom.
conversation, Wiz doesn't really see a reason to fight him.
Yeah, I don't really see a reason to fight him.
This is why I'm telling you what he can do, because I don't think you're gonna fight him.
No, vampires are fucking terrifying.
Unless Zeroji makes a stupid action because he keeps putting spell blocks on the field.
Hey, listen, we don't control him. I'll put him down right now.
Not if you can't see me.
If you cast a spell, we will be able
If you
to
cast
see.
the spell, we will.
Not if the spell I cast is greater invisibility.
No, that's fair. I am gonna hop Discords and go play Hunt. So y'all have a good night.
Have fun and hunt.